Oh boy. Here we go again. We got a link to the URL. Oh, my ear. I'm struggling to hear out one ear. I think I'm having allergies and it's stuffing me up like nobody's business, I've got to say. All right. That might make it difficult to react to and or watch the videos, but we'll see. We're going to see how it goes. Okay, let me post this here. Ba-ba-ba-boom. I think that's right. Yes. I need to update the channel icon. It's very, it's very out of date. Hello. I appreciate all the love. Hi. Thank you so much for stopping by. How's it going? Okay. I was just saying as I started, my allergies are really acting up something else today, so I apologize if I'm struggling to speak, think, all manner of things. All manner of processes are affected. Hey, what's up, guys? Thank you for stopping by. You're having a baked potato bar, Victor. That sounds wonderful. Free dinner. That's always the best dinner. Welcome, everyone. It's another day. It is the last day of me streaming this for the next week or so. I mentioned it yesterday in my belated stream. Yes, Allergy Twins Pretty Guardian. I mentioned it in my last stream, but I'm going to be going to Ohio at the end of the week. Going to be hanging out with a bunch of friends, a bunch of very supportive people who love me. We love each other. Everybody loves everybody. Adam, you're going into the studio to record music, still sending a super chat beforehand. I appreciate you, Adam. I hope the studio record session goes well. But yes, we're going to be heading to Ohio. There was a total eclipse today? Where? Where was it? Everybody's been talking about an eclipse, and I didn't even clock that it was a thing. Is that happening in the US or in where? Shout out to Ohio. You'll have to forgive me. I'm rather sniffly today, and I've blown my nose 1,000 times before the stream. I swear. It's happening in the UK. Oh, I'm not in the UK anymore. Grootery, thank you for the super chat. I won't ask for any voices if you have allergies. Honestly, that might have to be a thing. It might have to be something I'm careful about, cautious about. You know, it's not like it's dangerous. It's just I know it's going to sound like ass. As much as I love butts, I don't want my voice to sound like ass, ideally. Neti pot time. Yes, probably. I don't know if I have time to break and go use a neti pot, though. You'll have to bear with me unless it gets... I think it's at a tolerable level right now. I'm sure you could probably hear I'm a bit stuffy. I didn't see anything total eclipse-wise. Funny story, the last time I was in Ohio was for a different eclipse a couple years ago. Hi, Mused. Rubberman. Thank you for the super chat. This is your reminder. I appreciate it. Somebody actually mentioned this, and I did ask to be reminded to upload the missing episodes of Crapsil Monsters to your channel since you asked to remind you if you didn't do it yesterday. Thank you. I have got a memory like a sieve. So, yes, I appreciate the heads up. I really could use that. I need to actually do that. Figure that out. Nyarion, thank you for the super chat. You could be little Caribon now. Yes, I certainly understand the temptation to switch to the much more femme-presenting Karibo variant. The problem is, I feel like, can I be honest, changing the username could be a bit confusing for people. And I know that I don't really care if I confuse people ultimately, but Karibo is genderless to me, so the option is there to be Caribon and put a little Karibo in my hair. But I'm not doing that for now. What about the icon? I do need to change the icon. You know what? While we're here, while I've got you, I'm going to go out of my way and change the icon right now because it's very out of date at this point, as much as I like it. It's very good art by a friend of mine, but it does need an update. So let's do that. How do I do this? How do I edit anything on the channel? Here we go. I assume this is it. No? I thought it would just be a case of clicking on the icon and everything else... All right, give me a second. I'm sorry. It's not spelled the same, but there is Caribe. Yes, I actually do want to identify with Caribe. You're totally fine, Gallifreyan Avenger. You don't have to apologize for that whatsoever. I understand the feeling. I understand the feeling. I want you to know I have had guilt over things from decades ago that I've just had felt very inclined to apologize for. But please know, it's something that I probably put out of my mind the moment it happened. So, oh, here we go. Customize channel. I don't do this very often. Here we go. Change the profile picture. Change it like a profile picture. All right, all right, all right. Here we go. Make that Caribe shine. Let's make this happen. Let's be pretty and pink together. Here we go. Hang on, hang on. I'm going to make it look as close to what I want it to look like as possible. I want it to have more of a focus on the Caribe than the background. Caribe should be the focus, front and center, of course. Nobody puts Caribe in the corner. There we go. It should be done now. Oh, they need to confirm that it's really me. This is scary. I don't even know if it's really me. Chris H2496. Let me verify this. I have to do it on my phone, so my VTuber will freeze momentarily. There we go. I have proven I am a human Karibo. Hey. So that should do it. The Caribe should be replacing my silly face. My beardy face. Chris H2496, thank you for the super chat. Hey LK, have you seen or heard of Digital Circus? Yeah, Digital Circus. We love that. Obviously, very popular recently. I'm actually not caught up on it. I feel bad. But no, yes. A fan of that. Fan of everyone involved. Happy to see it succeed. Happy that it momentarily defeated Scary Movie in theaters when episode 9 came out. I think that was wonderful. That was a very positive thing. It was good to see. Narion, thank you for the super chat. Would you ever consider a YGO Abridged redub, but with Team 4-star voice talents for April Fools or something? That's an interesting suggestion. Like a really serious redub that we go all out, make it really, like, well acted. Treat all the lines seriously. I would love to hear Lanny Pator deliver a very specifically intentioned screw the rules, I have money. Oh, again, I do apologize. I want to reiterate, my allergies are acting up. I don't know what's going on. I guess I'm allergic to being a pretty girl. But that's what's happening. So if you hear me struggling a little bit to speak or sniffly, I'll try to avoid being too sniffly near the microphone. But that's what's happening. Caribos are very susceptible to pollen. And I am a bee, so... Flomo Gojo, thank you for the super chat. My sister and I grew up with a lot of laughs thanks to YGO Abridged. Now she just gets upset. Most of my old song and meme knowledge comes from your show. I can understand where your sister's coming from, but I'm very honored. Thank you for that. And Emma Sun Art, thank you for the super chat. Hello, B. I wanted to send some love. Thank you for bringing so much joy to us. Well, thank you for being part of that joy. Legit. Maybe I'm allergic to Karibo hair. I feel like I would have noticed that by now. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sniffling all over the mic. I will take a break to blow my nose if it becomes too bad. I did not catch the eclipse. There's nothing I can do. I'm always in the dark. Living in a powder keg and giving off sparks. I really need you tonight. Forever's gonna start tonight. Forever's gonna start tonight. Once upon a time. Graceful EG, thank you for the super chat. Not to be mistaken for Graceful Dice, as I often would get confused about. Congrats for coming out, B. Does this mean Karibi will do the bzz, 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 bzz? I've heard that. You're not the first one to make the joke, but you're very kind. Thank you. Oh, I am sniffly. I apologize. Rubberman, thank you for the super chat. I love how you say, I do apologize. It's adorable and also very British sounding. It's both of those. It's Adora British. Wizardora. I've made so many Wizardora references in my content in the past. Hey, Okidenshi. I'm glad you found me too, Ken-sama. And yes, in case anyone is still confused or, you know, for the sake of Ken, yes, I'm being called B because that is my new name. That is my name. And I am a trans woman. And I appreciate all of your support about that. I understand if you're not on board with it. I understand if you're confused by it. But just know that's the way things are. It's okay to have feelings. You can feel however you want about it. But just know that this is the way it is. Smarty Boy, thank you for the super chat. Sup B, if you make a new model, will it be winged? Everybody thinks that I would go straight to winged Karibo. I would rather be a different color Karibo. I would just rather be pink. I'd rather be bright and pink and colorful and have rainbows coming out of me. I appreciate the compliment on the new profile picture. I'm glad that we did that. I'm glad that we did that together. Isn't that nice? Out with the old. I am Snuff. It's true. How can I snuff? Like Nyan Cat. I suppose like Nyan Cat. Nyan Karibo. Think pink. That's right. Like the pink ladies. The pink ladies. What is it? I haven't seen Grease 2 in so long. The pink ladies' pledge is to look cool, to act cool, and to be cool. Does that do us part? Think pink. Jim, thank you again for the super chat. You've been very supportive. One of my favorite bits you did was with Team 4-Star when they helped you relocate your videos to their site, when you said how you loved selling out. Yes. That was a fun video to record just because we had a bunch of cash from a recent convention, and I just got to hold it and like play with it like it was just nothing. I was like, this will be a fun prop. And it's kind of wild to just have like a big wad of cash just throwing it around. That was so long ago. A lot of questions about the name, a lot of questions about the transition, and I appreciate your interest and your support. Just know that the streams that we're doing currently are more about, and I'm not saying that I won't talk about it, I'm just explaining why I'm not necessarily immediately opening up. These streams are to celebrate 20 years of YGO Abridged. These streams are specifically to celebrate the anniversary. It's been just over 20 years since late July that YGO Abridged started in 2006. If you can believe that. YouTube was a baby. YouTube was a tiny, tiny baby that hadn't done anything wrong. Lots of copyright strikes, just sort of waiting to be struck. But no, I started the show back then, and we're celebrating it by watching a bunch of the old episodes. So I will be watching a few of the episodes today, starting with episode 34, Dark Side of the Moon, which I assume it's the second episode to have a Pink Floyd reference. There was a Shine On You Crazy Devlin. And now we have Dark Side of the Moon, which I don't remember why it's called that. I'm guessing this is the one... I want to say this is the one right before the duel with Joey and Yugi. Because the next one after this is the clip show, The Tale of Two Tawnies. I don't remember what Dark Side of the Moon is. This is a... Oh, I remember. Someone in the chat says, Rubberman says, the Mooninites? Yeah, I do remember this one. This was right when the lip flaps started being a thing. So in the last episode, the one we just watched, the lip flaps were trying to happen. I was attempting to make them look like they were speaking the words. But it ended up being a much harder task than I realized. And for a while, I don't think I was doing the lip flaps and it was matching the dialogue, but I wasn't really paying attention to how the lip flaps should behave with one another. So for some time, the lip flaps are just sort of like wow, 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 like that. She Pudding, thank you for the super chat. Wait, one of my favorite creators is a lady like me. Hell yeah, let's go. Let's go. I'm excited. I'm excited you're excited. Thank you so much. It's totally okay to call me Little Karibo. If any of you out there are confused, don't think you'll be able to remember, or, you know, are worried about using the username Little Karibo, I accept Little Karibo is my username. There's, in my opinion, no gender attached to it. I'm happy to go by that. FJO223, thank you for the super chat, the super duper chat. LK, you going to reference Sevens and Go Rush in season 5? I suppose I could. I don't know much about them. It would probably just be like, that's silly. Probably just be like, look at them. Look how silly they look. But do they look that silly? I feel like at this point, every anime has had sillier looking characters than the characters from Sevens and Go Rush. Yes, the crazy thing about this next episode of YGO Abridged, this was around the time I had been doing the narrator voice for Team 4 Star's Dragon Ball Z Abridged for a little bit here. I don't know how long. Or maybe it wasn't around this time. It was around this time that I started getting to know them, at least. So, Team 4 Star, when they were going to when they were thinking of ideas for fake Namek, they wanted to do the Moonanites. They wanted to have the fake Namekians be the Moonanites. That was a very specific idea that they had. And apparently, the very same week, if not the very next day, I released this episode, and they thought, they were like, did Little Karibo know that we were going to do that? Bloody Braces, I enjoy the stingers as well. Yes, I miss those. Honestly, it's one of those things where the episodes have gotten so long, and this is kind of a criticism of myself. The episodes have gotten so long that by the time I'm done working on the bulk of the actual episode, I'm like, I don't have the energy to come up with a stinger and make all that. Christopher B asks, any opinion on the rise of the Pink Lady show? I love that show. I actually am a big fan of that show. It has issues, but some of them songs get me going. Oh, there I'm going again, moving next to the blah, 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 blah. I forget the lyrics. Always one step out of bounds, can't get the taste out my mouth. Gay Boy Tano, thank you for the super chat. I missed Kaiba's tee-hee-hee. But I'm glad I didn't miss Baku Hazard, which I think has the Bakura show theme. And also I think 5Ds has Karibon, which has a ribbon. That's right. The Karibo wears a ribbon. Ash Gray, a big shout out. Thank you so much for that huge super chat. You're very kind. I'm getting a few super chats here. I'm going to cut it off in about 5 minutes and watch the episode, just so you know if I don't actually read your super chat as they're coming in immediately. I'll save it for after the video watch. I don't want to get too bogged down in it, but I do appreciate all your support. That one guy, thank you for the super chat. Last week I did a play for my acting class and rode a motorbike to Born to Be Wild. And all I could think about is Marek. That's a common problem. But I got a lot of compliments for my acting, so I suppose Marek put me in the right headspace. Yes, I was controlling you with the power of sexy motorcycles. Chef Circuit, thank you for the super chat. As someone who has been slowly coming out about my gender identity, you have given me confidence in myself. Thank you, LK, from the bottom of my heart. That's really wonderful, and I wish you well on that journey, and I hope that you don't have too many hurdles in your way. I'm very proud of you for taking those steps. She-Art, or Shay-Art, thank you so much for the super chat. Congrats on coming out, B. Seeing all the support for you as a fellow trans person has brought me so much joy. I did an edit of you saying trans rights, and I got so much support for you on it recently. Oh, that's really nice to know, and thank you for doing that. And thank you for the support. Thank you so much for that. I hope you're doing okay today. Thank you for that super chat. Roy Cohen, who I believe is also a character from the play Angels in America. But Roy Cohen, thank you for the super chat. What is your favorite card? I'm a big fan of any card that has the characters on it. So Was it Yu-Gi-Oh! Friendship, I think is one. Unity. Unity is a good one. I just like the looking at the characters. Also, Elemental Hero Neos, because that guy, even though it's not on the card art, Neos has a big old space dumper. Love that. Chris, thank you for the super chat. Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth was one of the strongest monsters of Duelist Kingdom and Battle City at the time. Weevil said only surpassed by existing Gate Guardian. Really? Or Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon or God cards. I forgot how OP Gate Guardian was back then. Poster Child, thank you for that super chat. Hey, B, can I get a conversation between Joe Hokage and that annoying sensei guy? Okay. I will have to back off for Iruka. Oh, Hokage! Did you see they're doing a live-action One Piece on Netflix? Oh, I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard that it's at least as good as all the other anime adaptations they've had on there, if not a bit better. I don't watch any of that. I don't have a streaming service. I just sit here and do nothing. You want me to bring the TV in the room and show you? Yeah, why not? Sure. There you go. Positive interaction. Upside Cloud, thank you for the super chat. Learned English thanks to you. Oh gosh, a lot of people keep saying that, and it blows my mind. Can't be on board with your friends, and they're okay. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I see where you're coming from. But thank you for the support regardless. Another Warren, thank you for the super chat. Do you prefer Little Karibo or Little Curry B? Either of those, I suppose. They're not really my name, but they're fun. Anthalom, thank you for the super chat. What about fan stingers? Also, have you seen House of the Dead? I don't know what you mean by fan stingers. Unless you're saying have fans provide them, which is actually kind of a fun idea. Also, have you seen HOTD? Are you talking about House of the Dead? Or House of the Dragon? I don't watch Game of Thrones. I feel bad. I haven't seen any I've seen season 1 of Game of Thrones, and it's not my fave. It's not my thing. But yes. All right. I think that's just about taken us to the time where we're going to watch some episode. Dark Side of the Moon. Yeah, this is around the time. I've said this repeatedly, but this is around the time when I became very, not detached from the episodes, but I stopped rewatching them as much, just because there was so many of them at this point. So I'm going to be going into this very unfamiliar. I was very surprised and flummoxed by several of the choices and the dialogue and the jokes in the last few episodes we watched. But this one, from here on, I'm basically going in blind to my own show, which is weird. The fact that I didn't even remember what happened in this one, even though it's right there, Mooninites. For those of you who don't know who the Mooninites are, they are characters from the Adult Swim show Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and they are basically just jerks. Like, they are jerks who live on the moon and think they're better than everyone else, and just bully people and corrupt people. But in Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, they are replacing, and I always get their names wrong, but it's Umbra and Loomis, I believe? Let me Google to make sure I'm not saying Umbra and Loomis. Is that right? Yes, Loomis and Umbra. They are really fun characters in the actual show, and this is a really fun duel because they duel on the top of a skyscraper, and whoever loses the game basically falls, through the floor of the ceiling. I don't know how to describe it, but they fall through the ceiling of the skyscraper and they fall to their death. It's implied that that's going to happen. Pterodax, thank you for the super chat. Really quick, since I heard about your outing yesterday, that one line from Taya/Marek came back into my head. I updated the line a bit. I'm still the woman who just happens to sound like a man. My deepest respect. I appreciate that. I don't remember the line you're referring to, but I appreciate you doing that. That's fun. But yes, Ignignoct and it was fun because it's fun doing the Mooninites' voices. Ignignoct is basically just this, and then is me pitching my voice up and going, hey man, what's going on? It's kind of like Mokuba a little bit. Yes, guys, it's okay. Like, let's not have any kind of heated argument in the chat if we can avoid it. That's not what this is for. I appreciate people being passionate, and I appreciate people sharing their perspectives, and I do appreciate everybody's support. But just know, I'd really rather we didn't get into that. But thank you for, thank you for caring, all of you. All right, let's watch. I actually watched a little bit of the video before the stream, and the audio's weird. I don't know if I mentioned it last time. I think I re-downloaded and re-uploaded some of these episodes after my channel got taken down. So there's a chance that there's quality issues for several of these episodes. Hopefully we get past them. Hopefully it's still watchable. I assume it is. Let's go. See what I mean? It sounds weird. VG Cats. There's a VG Cats shout out. That's one of the things a lot of people talked about when episode 89 came out, which is that I'm able to go from referencing VG Cats to referencing VivziePop, both starting with a V. There's no sound? Hang on. Oh, this whole time. You'll have to... I'm glad that you guys noticed. Thank you for that. I appreciate you guys pointing it out. I'm not sure why that happened. Let's fix that. Thank you for the acknowledgement of that. It really does help when you guys tell me that you can't hear, because often I will start doing something and people won't clock, people won't notice, or people won't say anything. So let me try and figure this out. Sorry about this. Da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Give me a sec while I fix this. I'm sorry. This is all... It's scuff, you know. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. One oh. Moving fast, Coco remote. All right, try this. There we go. You see what I'm saying about the audio, though? Listen to this.
YGO Abridged. We update almost as frequently as VG Cats.
It sounds like I'm in a fishbowl, like a low-quality 480p fishbowl. Pointing to the sky, that's right. Moving fast, Kokoramo. Sorry, I'm singing Kamen Rider Kabuto's opening theme, Next Level. It's in my head. Evil Kitty, I appreciate that super chat. Me and Marin, we're hanging in there. You doing okay, Marin? People in the chat care. You doing okay? Marin says, very low-key, I'm going to go to therapy. But yes, people were pointing out that in the newest episode I said, it's weird that we lasted long enough to reference VivziePop, and it really kind of gives you a weird bookending of internet culture where you can go from VG Cats to Vivzie from one end of the other. VG Cats was a webcomic series that did a lot of fun video game like parodies, and it was a webcomic. I say webcomic. Apparently the meaning of webcomic has changed. Apparently it means something else now, and I think that maybe I just mean online comic, internet comic. I don't know. But VG Cats is a comic that you can see on the internet by Scott Ramsmere. All right, here we go.
Hey, Serenity, guess what? The doctors told me your blindness subplot was only temporary after all.
Okay, I mean, that's what a subplot usually is. It's not usually permanent.
Because the writers want you to become a regular character. That means you're gonna be able to see again.
Yeah, this kind of a joke really only existed for the first half of my show, like the first 2 seasons, which is them being like, oh, the video's a bit loud. I do apologize for that. I'll turn it down. I'll turn it down a bit. The joke where a character could be like, well, according to the script, this is going to happen. I don't do that so much these days, but back in the day, I had a very meta comedy shtick going on that I've weaned myself off of significantly. But it is cool to know that Serenity's going to be involved in the plot. I do think Serenity's a fun character.
That's awesome, Jory. Hang in there, sis. I'll have somebody stop by later to pick you up.
See these lip flaps? It's mostly one frame of lip. It's mostly one mouth, I don't know what you call it, one frame of their mouths, but I'm trying my best. You can see it. You go, girl.
Please tell me it isn't going to be
Hello, lover.
Tristan.
Oh!
Said Kevida, tourniquet, fly at high
I forgot all about that. That's actually great. I'm glad I forgot entirely about that so I could experience it completely fresh. Oh, and before Marin leaves for therapy, someone, that one guy in the chat, thank you for the super chat, and you say, shout out to Marin for being great as Enkidu. Marin says, yeah. All right, this is an image that is emblazoned into the minds of every fangirl of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's Marek holding Ryo / Bakura, whichever one you believe this to be. I mean, it's pretty clearly Yami Bakura. But in the original... Oh, hey. Bye. Bye. Have a good one. So, in the original narrative of Yu-Gi-Oh!, especially in the manga, I mean, it's true of the anime as well, I think, but in the original narrative, Bakura's like, I have an idea, and he stabs himself in the arm, the upper arm, and then Marek's like, oh, great idea, yeah, let's do that. And so the idea is that Bakura's faking having been attacked so that I mean, I'm not sure what Bakura's endgame is here, but Marek's endgame is I'm going to bring Bakura over and ingratiate myself to your friends, to Bakura's friends, by being the good guy. And I'm a big fan of Marek pretending to be a good guy, both in the abridged and in the actual show. It's great.
Oh my god, it's every fangirl's dream come true!
I basically said that when I was describing it.
Somebody call an ambulance. This limey needs urgent medical assistance. Apparently he has wanker's cramp.
Wanker's cramp, a big problem back in the UK. I'm hoping that everybody's recovered from the pandemic of wanker's cramp that has been ongoing for a long time, but it's a problem.
Oh no, Bakura, speak to me. Wanker's cramp, the most deadly of British diseases.
We had a t-shirt that was like wanker's cramp, and it was like an emergency sign to be like, watch out, you might get wanker's cramp. I don't know why I thought anyone would want the shirt. I think I just thought it was funny that there was a shirt.
Don't worry, I'll take him to the hospital.
Good idea.
That was a pretty good grandpa.
Don't worry.
While you're at it, you might want to get that harpoon injury taken care of.
What harpoon injury?
Tiny bit of blood, but from the harpoon injury, but...
Hey, innocent bystander. Thanks for helping out our friend.
May I just interject so that I can say
Hamana, 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 hamana. Silence, fool.
Anytime Taya says hamana, 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 it's a good time. And silence, fool is a great response to hamana, hamana, hamana.
I mean, you're welcome. Excellent. My vague evil plan is going perfectly. You seem like a swell dude. What's your name, pal? Crap in a bucket.
Hadn't thought about basic information like this.
I didn't plan for this. Think of a fake name. Think of a fake name. My name is, Malik. Malik, huh?
Because it's basically his actual name.
That sounds kind of like Marek, the guy we're trying to defeat in this season. Yeah, I get that a lot.
Hamana, hamana, hamana.
I also get that a lot. Those fools have no idea that it is really...
This is where Marek becomes really funny, these last few episodes. Because Marek is probably, in my opinion, probably the funniest character. I remember watching like on these streams, and you know, probably back in the day as well. He wasn't ever quite meeting my expectations for the character. I wanted him to be funny without a catchphrase, and I wanted him to feel like... Because originally the idea was he was going to be a reference to another Adult Swim show, because apparently I was on that wavelength. That's why he has the sound effect. But here, I think Marek kind of comes into his own, because I think he gets to be a really funny character without doing the usual Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged shtick of just saying what you'd expect from the parody. He just is funny. And the fact that Marek is just standing there being like, those fools don't...
I, the evil Marik Ishtar, who plans to turn them against their best friend Yugimoto so that I can rule the world.
Malik, we can kind of hear everything you're saying.
Oh, f it. Minions, beat their collective asses.
Oh, kind of breaking character there, kind of ruining the joke by having him shout out to the minions like that. He's supposed to still be pretending.
Oh no, we're being attacked by Steves.
Oh, right, because there's violence. Yes, this scene, I think, is significantly edited down because Joey, I think, throws hands, and the rare hunters actually do, like, beat the crap out of them, and obviously they break. This is the most horrific thing they do, is they break Taya's phone with the little Karibo dangly toy. That's just a criminal.
Man, I love a good 4Kids fight sequence. You can be as violent as you want, so long as nobody sees what you're doing.
But you can hear a lot of punching, very rapid punching.
Somehow I have been captured.
Oh, we had a Wilhelm scream. I wonder how many Wilhelm screams I've used throughout the show. Probably not that many, given that I just didn't use sound effects back in the day.
It is implied that I am being punched.
Doesn't this sort of thing usually happen to Mokuba?
I can't believe I've almost gone an entire season without being kidnapped. Wait till Seto hears about this.
I was waiting for the phone situation to happen, but I forgot I removed it from the actual scene. What I'm remembering is the post-episode stinger with the ring ding 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 ding. But that's not in the actual abridged version. But it is in the actual episode footage. And it's shocking when they break the phone and the tiny little Karibo keychain thing.
Surprise!
Oh, me and my big adorable mouth.
Look at them, Steve. They have no idea that we are flipping them off underneath our cloaks.
Yeah, man, I'm doing it with both hands and they have no clue.
In fact, they do not even know we exist.
That's 'cause we're awesome.
Yes. Now behold.
I forgot the smaller one is Ignignokt, and the tall one is which is weird because in the actual Aqua Teen Hunger Force, the small one is and the bigger one is Ignignokt. But I think I just chose the vibes according to the characters.
As I swoop down upon them like a ninja, and then proceed to rob them of all hope, again like a ninja.
Do it, man.
I still don't
I like the long lingering shot of him in the corner and then panning by the other guy to go, "Do it, man!"
see why we couldn't take the Kybercopter. You know how much I hate traveling by foot. Quit your eternal bitching, fancy pants.
Greetings, Earthlings.
Earthlings.
Bow down and worship your digital ruler, Seto Kaiba, for we have kidnapped your next of kin, the Mokuba.
The Mokuba Kaiba. This is a crazy moment with Mokuba coming in on the, like, dangling from the helicopter. That helicopter looks huge, by the way.
Kaiba.
That figures.
Whoa, I think I'm gonna throw up.
We also have your friends Joey and Taya. If you refuse to duel us on top of that huge-ass building, their lives shall be forfeit. Do not keep us waiting, for we get bored very easily.
Mario jump. And like, do not keep us waiting, for we get bored very easily. It's not a threat. It's just a fact. People are divided, and I get it. Some people really dislike all the Adult Swim references, and, you know, there are certain parts of it where it definitely goes too far. You know, when I'm starting doing just the Dr. Girlfriend voice for certain characters for no reason, that's kind of, you know, a bit much. And there's other things where it just sort of completely obliterates any actual Yu-Gi-Oh! Parodying that's going on. But here, I really couldn't think of anything to do with Umbra and Loomis. And this just fits. This just fits to me. It's very funny. They're one-off characters. They don't come back ever. It feels like it's okay to make them the Moonanites. And I think it was the stronger choice of anything else I could have done.
Couldn't he have just used the stairs like a normal person? I mean, is it really that hard? Enjoy your new home, girlie.
You Steves aren't gonna get away with this. My boyfriend plays card games and he'll kick all your butts.
That's good. Sorry, obviously a play on like my boyfriend plays football, but my boyfriend plays card games. Try that in real life. It doesn't work.
Damn it. Every time I meet a guy, he's either gay or a villain in disguise.
Prepare to fake.
That's very good. This is a strong episode, I have to say. I I don't remember any of this.
the wrath of your doom.
Yeah, you guys are going down.
Correct, Steve. Because in this duel, the loser will face a one-way trip to the Shadow Realm, right through the ceiling.
Ooh, what a feeling when you're falling through the ceiling.
As foretold by Lionel Richie.
These guys are funny. I probably got a bit carried away with it, but it's okay. They are the characters to get carried away with.
Damn straight it was.
Who the hell are you guys supposed to be, anyway? We are the Moonanites, and we are here to rob you of your Egyptian god cards. In the name of the moon.
Better recognize.
You want my god card? You'll have to pry it from my cold, dead fingers. Stand back, Yugi. I'm going to beat these freaks with one hand tied behind my back.
Obviously, prying something from your cold, dead fingers, a reference, I believe, to Charlton Heston? Wait, let me look this up. Where does "from my cold, dead fingers" come from? From my cold, dead hands, I guess, is the actual phrase. It's a slogan popularized by American organizations opposed to gun control, which is a way more serious subject than I was expecting to broach with these Moonanites characters. But yes, well, I guess it's Kaiba saying it. But it is basic. It's kind of just been adopted into general culture now. It's a good quote for Kaiba. I'm surprised that doesn't get quoted more. You want my god card? You have to pry it from my cold dead fingers. I imagine Kaiba's cold and dead in various extremities, even when alive.
No, Kaiba, you need me.
I highly doubt that.
Don't you get it, Kaiba? This is the episode where we put aside our differences and work together to combine our strengths.
This is sounding dangerously close to a slash fic.
Look, Kaiba.
Why do you know what those are, Kaiba? But yes, it is. They're putting aside their differences for like one day, for like one moment within the tournament. This tournament, this isn't even a duel that's part of the tournament. They're not getting locator cards from this, right? They're just saving Mokuba and everybody.
We probably hate each other about as much as Konami hates Upper Deck, but unlike them, we actually respect one another.
Whoa. Obviously, back when Upper Deck was still working with Konami, I don't know what I was referring to. Is that a thing? Am I just saying nonsense? Is this like when I mentioned the Nintendo Wii getting boring after 5 minutes? What, Upper Deck does still work with Konami? I don't remember. I wasn't really into collecting the cards at all. This was something that was kind of foreign to me, was, you know, the general state of the card game and how it functioned, but apparently that joke aged well, according to the chat. They do get their final locator cards here. Okay. You know, I guess it's fair play if the rare hunters want to give locator cards out while they're doing crimes. At least they're doing crimes by the rules of the game. Good to know. Thank you for correcting me.
So just this once, let's duel as a team.
Fine. Just so long as I don't have to draw a smiley face on my hand or any of that bullshit.
Let me go.
The ghost of Mokuba. Ghost Kuba. Kaiba knowing about the smiley face makes sense, I guess, because they did it right in front of him. I hadn't thought about that. Kaiba just had to watch patiently as they drew a smiley face on each other's hands. He's like, what are those guys doing? Is that Sharpie? I just hospitalized your grandpa. What, you're drawing on each other? What is this? Is this a friend thing?
You creeps. Ow, my adorable nose is shattered.
I don't think I established why Taya has the box. Well, actually, I think I make a joke out of it that she's disguising herself as the box to escape, which is really funny. But originally in the episode, she tries climbing on the boxes to look out the window and escape. And there's actually a really well animated part where the boxes start to rock and she falls down and she lands on her butt. I remember that detail.
Now, to make my escape disguised as a simple cardboard box.
Hey, Steve, why is that girl wearing your cardboard box on your head?
Cardboard box.
Beats me, Steve. You want to go play racquetball later?
Jeez, how does Solid Snake always make it look so easy?
Hey, what's the big idea? Let me go, you big palooka.
Certainly, but first we'd like you to sign
Oh
your
no.
name.
This was around the time where I thought that it was, I mean, it doesn't look terrible. It doesn't look good. But often a lot of my edits would just be something slowly sliding into frame. Like you're going to see with Joey's pencil. I appreciate that, Chris. You're going to see Joey's pencil and his scribbling, that it just moves very rapidly from side to side, just off frame. It looks real weird. Let's watch it and see how bad it looks, because I remember being proud of it at the time because I was like, people know what he's doing, but I bet it looks bad.
On this contract, then you are free to...
Hey, you probably can actually read what that contract says. I don't know. I'm not going to.
do as you will.
Fine, I'll sign your thing, but then you gotta let me go, okay?
Look at that
Now that's
pencil.
Joey Wheeler.
Whoa.
Now that Joey Wheeler moved a pencil back and forth. Wheeler has signed that binding contract. He has unwittingly agreed to have his name legally changed to Steve. His mind is now mine to manipulate. I have Steved your gender, Joey Wheeler. I will obey, Master Malik. It's Marek, you fool. Whatever.
Whatever. I wish Joey was hypnotized longer. He's fun hypnotized. I am Joey Wheeler. I come from Brooklyn, and I will obey in a Brooklyn kind of manner.
You have no chance against our supreme decks, for all of our monsters have been modified with power boosting.
Hang on. Oh, right, because they're all about masks. These Loomis and Umbra are all about using masks in their duel with their. It's like an archetype. I couldn't tell you anything about it. I don't remember how the card game played out. I don't know how their decks functioned, but I remember it being all about masks. So the reason there's all these masks here is because, yeah, masks. I'm a big fan of just having one card that is mask. It's basically organized by level of obscurity here. You've got Mask, you've got Viva Vendetta, or whatever, I guess, Anonymous. I think I was not referring to Anonymous at the time, but some people might see it as synonymous with Anonymous. Try saying that 5 times fast. Then there's Jim Carrey as The Mask, which was a film I watched the heck out of as a kid. I was so obsessed with The Mask. In fact, there was one time I was at the beach. We were going on holiday with my family, and The Mask was coming out in theaters, and I hadn't seen it, but I wanted to collect as many things as possible that were Mask adjacent, because I was all about Jim Carrey. I thought he was so funny. I idolized him, and Baby B went into a shop at the beach and pointed at a magazine and said, "That has The Mask in it. I want that mask. I want that. I want that magazine." And my dad looks at it, and my dad's like, "You're not having that." And little Baby B was like, "Why not? I want The Mask." And my dad at the time was like, "It says, 'Is The Mask a sex icon? You don't want this." Because it was, I think, not a girly magazine. That's the wrong description. But it was a magazine aimed at women. And it was obviously showing the more sexual side of the character. And so my dad was like, "You're not having that." But I was looking at it going, "I want it." I really wanted that magazine. And then there's the Ghostface mask, of course, which is the most known because there's like 8 masks, 8 Scream movies now. The newest one was so bad. Did you guys see it? It was so bad. Just embarrassing. I was embarrassed for everybody involved in that film. Christopher B., what would The Mask do to you, B? Oh. I don't know. Because it kind of just exaggerates things that you keep deep down, I guess. I don't know. That's a dangerous question. I'd probably have the big butt that I dream of. All right, here we go.
Mask cards.
Smoking.
On the moon, we have evolved beyond your primitive Earth card games. A typical
Scary.
moon card game can last up to 5 millennia.
A typical moon card game. I mean, yeah, that's great. I love the idea that we have our own card games and they are moon-based.
Actually, that's not much longer than our card game.
I'm still waiting for Yami Yugi's voice to sound like the modern Yami Yugi, the very deep and handsome and clear sounding. Yes, but it still sounds like this. When does he change? I'm waiting for it.
Shut up. Also, our card games take place in a zero-gravity environment, without any oxygen. The losers all die of asphyxiation.
Asphyxiation, man.
That's
that's
what
right.
I said,
That's what I
Steve.
said.
Asphyxiation. The winners also die.
I remember when this episode came out, it was, I think, 3 seasons into Aqua Teen Hunger Force, maybe even 4. And the Moonanites had come back several times, at least like 3 or 4 times. And I remember one point of pride that I had, which I'm sure isn't necessarily accurate, but one point of pride that I had was people were saying this is the best Moonanites dialogue that better than anything Adult Swim has done with them in seasons. And I was very proud of that people were saying that. I don't know if I agree because, it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Look at that nose. Hang on. I forgot about the nose. I'm going to go skiing. Hang on. Whee! That was fun. That nose, though. What is happening to the nose? Thank you, Lotties. I appreciate that super chat. You're very kind. Oh, I'm glad you got to use that image. What a crazy nose. I'm actually having a very similar experience watching season 5 because everybody's chins, at least for the first few episodes, everybody's chins are like drooping off their faces. They're like pulling their faces down. It's wild. The art is very inconsistent. I think this looks a bit better because at least Kaiba, I could believe he had this kind of a snooty nose. A snooty snout. The schnoz. Look at that schnoz.
Guys are
Look at the size of that nose. It's like the animators didn't even care.
I bet somebody was paying attention to what Kaiba said. I wasn't. I don't remember what he was saying, but that's very funny. The nose. People often refer to that. People often quote that about Kaiba's nose. The animators didn't even care.
Mokuba, you have to get out and warn the others about the army of Steves and their evil plot. Also try
Just Snake Eater playing.
and see if you can get Malik's phone number for me.
Fat chance, cootie breath.
Cootie breath. Mokuba has some great lines. This is a great episode. This is really actually a strong episode. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of this one.
How the hell did
Not
that kid
for
get past our
honor,
defenses?
but
He was wearing a bright yellow
for
vest. You'd think we'd be able to spot him.
Oh, we must be the
Mokuba.
worst Steves ever.
After 4 grueling episodes, I have at last summoned up.
Was it 4 episodes? No. Hang on. What's he mean? What episode was this? Like episode 84 or something? No, 80. No, this is 70 something. Yes, wait. This is a 4-part duel? Why is this a 4-part duel? I mean, maybe I'm not remembering how good it is. Maybe I'm not remembering how valid they were for making 4 episodes out of this, but what? Okay.
Obelisk the Tormentor. And it's all thanks to teamwork, right, Kaiba?
No.
Save it, Yugi. We both know I'm never gonna believe in that Heart of the Cards crap. At least not until the final episode, anyway.
The way I'm doing lip flaps, I must be like, from what I'm seeing, I must be taking clips of them mouths moving and just pasting the video repeatedly over the dialogue to make it sort of, and I'm probably speeding it up as well. I'm doing some really silly stuff to try and make these lip flaps work, but it makes Kaiba's mouth look, it makes his jaw look like it's like on a hinge. It's like bouncing. It looks bad.
Heart of the what now?
Your obelisk
That's the first ever Heart of the what now?
the Tormentor is no match for our secret weapon, the quad
The
laser.
quad laser.
Nerds.
Firing in 3.
Now, if you don't know, this is literally a thing from the actual show, Aqua Teen Hunger Force. The Moonanites engage the quad laser. They lock in. They combine together, and they shoot a block, like an 8-bit sort of block laser that slowly, very, very slowly moves across the screen toward the target. And yes, this is basically how it plays out in the actual show too.
2, 1. Quad laser go. Beholdeth and be transfixed by its trajectory.
The bullet is enormous. There is no escaping.
Jumping is useless.
Oh. Sorry. The image of Obelisk. Did I edit Obelisk into this? Is Obelisk actually there in this? I don't think it is, but this is really funny. Oh my gosh. A $300 super chat. Hang on. Hey, oh, thank you, Adam Barber. Thank you so much for that. Hey, B, don't mean to derail anything, but after the last stream when you bring up Majin Gazetto and Koji Kabuto, I said I'd leave you a super chat. A promise is a promise, so here you go. Oh, I love your Abridged series. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much for all of this. Keep on being beautiful, B. Oh, you're very kind. And I would never have known that you were going to do that. But yeah, Koji Kabuto. I love that guy. And Majin Gazetto, a lot of fun. I watched a bunch of the old show, and I played Super Robot Wars. No, that was... Thank you. Thank you for that. You're very kind. How long before the next video? Well, I've started working on episode 90, if that's what you're asking about. I'd like to release it in a few months, at most. That's the goal. But I will keep you guys updated.
Exactly how long is this going to take?
Just give it a minute. Soon it will connect with its target.
Yeah, it'll go right up your butt.
I said what?
In the butt!
I said what?
I've had it up.
Oh, there's a frame of black image there. I don't think I edited the lip flaps very well. I'm going to call myself out. There is a flame of no... A flame? There is a frame of no video.
What?
In the butt.
Here we go.
I said what?
Oh, you see? It was very subtle, very quick. I'm going to take that opportunity to mention when I made Bonds Beyond Time Abridged, I was working on that video right up until I debuted it at this convention, and I was literally not really finished with the video. I rendered it and it felt finished, but then I saw there was some issues that I needed to fix before I released it to the public. Now, when I introduced the movie at the convention, I said, keep an eye out because there's one frame of black screen that I need to edit out, and if you see it, shout out Card Games on Motorcycles. Because I thought if somebody out there sees the black frame, and it'll let me know if it's very noticeable at the very least. Not that I intended to leave it in, but I just was like, if you see the black frame, the frame of no image, shout out. Now, unfortunately, a lot of people in the crowd didn't know what a frame was. They thought that they were just meant to shout that if they saw black. Like, at all. And there's a moment in the Bonds Beyond Time movie where Pegasus gets crushed by a falling building, and it just goes to... It intentionally cuts to black, and you hear Pegasus talking. So when it cuts to black, for that moment, everybody in the room, and there was a lot of people, everybody in the room started going, Card Games on Motorcycles! And I had to yell out, that's not it!
I've had it up to here with your nonsense. Obelisk, attack their life points directly.
Impossible. Nothing can defeat the quad laser, and any attempts you make to do so will only serve to amuse our...
That's loud, but yeah, that's how it goes. That's basically how they get dealt with in the early Aqua Teen Hunger Force episodes as well. They're talking shit, and then they get obliterated. This is pretty accurate to how the Moonanites behave in Aqua Teen.
We both have 6 locator cards, which puts us in the finals. It's only a matter of time before we face off again in the duel arena.
Silver in the chat asks, do I have any plans for Dark Side of Dimensions Abridged based on the manga differences like how Pegasus is dead, etc.? I certainly will acknowledge it. I certainly will hang a lantern on that aspect of it. Because for one, Duke Devlin's dad is in that movie, and he's not established anywhere in the anime, really. So having him there at all needs to have some sort of acknowledgement.
Yugi. Yeah, and then I'll get to kick your sorry butt for about the 50th time.
A lot of talk of butts in this episode. Can you tell I like butts and I'm trying to push the big butt agenda? You may have been secretly influenced by me to think about butts sometimes.
Sounds like fun. God, you are so... idiot.
Sorry. I know I'm giggling a lot of this one because it's fun. This is a good one. But that's really good. I was watching that and I did again, this is totally new for me because it's been so long. I expected Kaiba to say any number of words that weren't idiot. God, you are so idiot.
Seto!
Mokuba, I thought you were kidnapped.
I managed to rescue myself, and I flew all the way over here so we can go and save Yugi's friends.
Wow, he did do that. Way to go, Mokuba.
Mokuba, that's incredible. I'm genuinely impressed. For the first time
It's gonna turn around, isn't it?
in your life, you've made me proud to call you my brother.
Okay, thanks.
Oh. Wow, okay. That's fun. I actually started to get the idea that these characters could be nice to each other around here as well. That's nice. That's really nice.
Let's go and save my friends.
God damn it. I wanted the window seat.
It's your plane. You could choose to be in the window seat. This was a great episode. This is good. Sorry.
Leave Benny alone! She's a human!
Wow. Oh, hang on.
I hope he can see this because I'm doing it as hard as I can.
I just Googled middle finger, flipping the bird, and just put that on there, whatever I found. You can tell it does not match with any of what's in the rest of the image. All right, wow. That was a really fun one. I'm really happy with that one. All right. Let me read some of these super chats and also any regular chats that I see.
You're a grand minch.
That was a really good one. I'm very happy with that one, actually, in retrospect. Pretty strong. Pixel Bum, I think one of the things that makes it great is that you had 4 whole episodes of animation to pull from. Honestly, back then that would have been overwhelming for me. I was really bad at choosing decent. Although having said that, there were some really creative uses of the footage, like the obelisk moment where he's staring at the quad laser, and yeah, there's actually that was a good example of me maturing as an editor, as a writer, and I guess my comedy. Loved that one. All right. Jacob, thank you for the super chat. I remember the abridged lip flapping arms race. I don't remember it being an arms race, but I do remember it being a thing that started happening. I don't remember if it was Team 4-Star that started with the lip flaps actually mattering, but I think so. I think Scott Frericks, I think Kaiser Neko was the first one to really put his Ussie into the lip flaps, and everybody kind of raised their game as a result. It was definitely healthy competition. Yes, Kaiser, definitely. I think a lot of people improved, not just as video editors or voice actors, but as people because of the influence of Sir Kaiser of Neko. I think Scott's been a very positive influence on the community. And I'm very grateful to know Scott. A really wonderful guy. Tidy Wire, I missed this. Tidy Wire, thank you so much for the super chat. Sorry, but now I need Marek singing the Kabuto OP. I don't know. I'll quickly say, I don't know if I can do this from scratch because I don't know the song well enough to be able to sing in Japanese. Oh, happy birthday, Fortino Vazquez. I'm very happy to have been part of your life, and thank you so much. Happy birthday. All right, let me see if though this is going to be so difficult. I don't know.
Kimi ga negao da koto nara. I don't know how to say this. It's too Japanese. I'm sorry. Kimi no waita bada bada bada. I am Manic and I relieve the rare hunters. I have got a very sexy midriff. My grandmother once said, everybody, especially the sexy people in our family, should stay underground. Guard the pharaoh's tomb, you know.
Organoth, thank you for the super chat. The 4 kids deleted the scene where they encountered them in the fastest tag duel ever. Yes, you're talking about... No, they didn't delete that. I deleted that. I was going to comment on this, actually. There's a moment where Kaiba and Yami Yugi are walking around the city, and they encounter Umbra and Loomis, and they do, like... They start doing rock, paper, scissors. They start doing Rochambeau. And Kaiba's basically like, we don't have time for this. And they keep going. I think it's happening technically during the Marek and Bakura meeting episode. I Heart Evil, I appreciate that you thought the finger was funny. The finger is funny. It's the editing that lets it down, but that kind of also makes it funny as well. Andrew, thank you for the super chat. Marek is gay and a villain in disguise.
But I'm not a gay in disguise. I am a gay in real life. A gay in disguise, that would be fun. Shh, don't tell anyone. I'm wearing a straight person mustache and glasses.
Azarazar, thank you for the super chat. Hello, I was wondering if you could remind me if the Marek F sensor was an effect you made. Also, thank you for the episodes on the streams. Thank you for watching, and thank you for checking in with the super chat. I've talked about it on a previous stream, but the F sound effect is specifically a clip from Perfect Hair Forever, an anime parody that Adult Swim released as an April Fool's episode once, many years ago, and they made 7 more episodes of it, and I was a big fan, to the point that I wanted to make a bunch of references. The fact that the Karibo says, dude, la 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 la, that is from Perfect Hair Forever as well. There's a hot dog character that says that, and if was specifically the censor sound effect for Quaffio, the villain. And so I was going to have Marek be Quaffio, and then I realized I can't do that very well. I can't do that, hey, May, I can't do that. So it ended up being something that that I retooled and brought back for Darts. As fun as that was, everybody loves Takahata 101's performance as Darts, and that is a massive homage to Quaffio and Perfect Hair Forever. If you've not seen Perfect Hair Forever, it's not for everybody, but... I actually am a big fan, mostly because it's stupid. My sense of humor is really stupid. If you've ever seen my Naruto parody, that's my sense of humor. As opposed to YGO Abridged, which is not really... I don't write that for me so much. But the Perfect Hair Forever, very much up my alley. It's really stupid. A lot of people don't like it because it's making fun of anime in a way that's sort of like, isn't this nonsense? But I'm also kind of like, but it's funny. There's a character called Young Man who just does nothing but speak in exposition, and almost every exchange that he has starts with, "You don't understand," which I really enjoyed. You don't understand. Ryuga Knight. Oh, Ryuga. A popular Kamen Rider. Thank you so much for the super chat. Surprised you didn't use Majora's Mask as a card. You know, in retrospect, shocking as well. Shocking to me. That's my favorite Zelda game. Jim, thank you for the super chat. Worse than X-Men Origins Wolverine, Yami Marek?
I hate all of them equally. Not a fan.
I don't even remember what we're comparing it to. What movie was I talking about? Oh, the Scream 8 or whatever it is. Scream 7? It's terrible. It's really bad. I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed for the cast of the movie, for the people who were behind the camera. I was embarrassed. It's an embarrassing movie for everyone involved. Gallon, thank you so much for the super chat. Attention duelists, my hair would like to acknowledge B-mode harder than a Florida crowd acknowledges Roman Reigns. P.S. Happy Rusev Day. Yes, my hair celebrates Rusev Day. Happy Rusev Day. I appreciate all them references to wrestling and to the Mark Remark. And, of course, tying it all together with the hair guy. People love chemo. People love the hair guy. I remember recording announcements for a convention. They told me that if I recorded, they needed to record stuff to let people know what was going on in like the gaming area. And they said, can you record some stuff as the hair guy to be like, attention duelists, at 5 o'clock we will be starting. Stuff like that. That's just fun. He's a character that has had a surprising amount of staying power. Thank you again, Adam Barber, as well, for that massive super chat. Jim, thank you for the super chat. I think Sir Mix-a-Lot is going to sue somebody. Sir Mix-a-Lot's Baby Got Back was certainly an awakening of sorts for me. Mostly because the first time I saw it was on Beavis and Butthead. You know how they watched music videos back in the day? When I was a little baby bee, I watched Beavis and Butthead because it was very funny to me. And it has now occurred to me that Bee and Beavis are very close together. But Bee, as a kid, didn't know anything about... Honestly, it's weird. You do think about, like, sex stuff when you're very young. You don't necessarily understand what you're thinking about. You don't necessarily understand what you're being presented with. And I'd never been presented with the idea of a butt as an appealing thing. And when I saw Beavis and Butthead and I saw Sir Mix-a-Lot standing on a giant butt being like, I like this. I was like, what's going on? What? Why? Okay. There's something here? This person is singing about how much he loves this. So yes, at the time, that was definitely interesting. I will file that away for later kind of moment. And I'm happy. Sir Mix-a-Lot has done a lot of good for the butt community. The butt-loving community. Aaron, thank you for the super chat for 2 decades. Oh, thank you so much for the massive super chat, by the way. Thank you for that. For 2 decades of great work, especially this is my favorite episode. I assume you're talking about the tale of, the Dark Side of the Moon. That was a really fun one. A few more super chats. This is Sparta. Thank you for the super chat. Since this show has a Wikipedia article now, will episode 90 begin with Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series? According to Wikipedia, we do exist. I'm very tempted to do that. Mostly because it is crazy to me that that's finally happened. But also, the only reason I'm hesitant to do that is that I've kind of stopped doing that generally. And, you know, I guess it would be a fun way to bring it back. Especially since it has... Well, I mean, I think I've actually been using it for Season 4 as well, but the previously on Yu-Gi-Oh! Is, like, updated from the original. So it would be fun to bring it out, to bring it back. It would be like, hey, remember, this is canon. It'll make it feel slightly different. That would be fun. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. I'll have to remember. Paolo, thank you so much for the super chat. The R2 View, thank you for the super chat. Hey LK, congrats on both the anniversary and coming out. Season 0 Abridged Episode 2 is my favorite video of yours. Curious if you're going to cover any of those bonus videos in this stream. It's certainly something I'd like to do. I think that's a good idea. I'd certainly want to watch some of the most significant things, like the Abridged movie, which I guess we should watch soon, since it's going to be a massive downgrade in quality if we wait. Obviously, there's the Season 0 movie, things like that. I think that would be fun. I don't think I'll end up watching like the music videos, even though that would be fun as well to just watch them, only because it's just singing, you know. There wouldn't be much to say. It'd be like, hey, you know, like in the original song, this is how it goes. Well, this is what I did. Dominic, thank you for the super chat. Love Naruto Abridged. I remember what he did to Gilligan. I peed on that guy. Naruto! Ha ha! I have blonde hair and I wear orange. I'm not Goku, though. Fem Funtime, thank you for the super chat. You'll have to forgive me. My voice is a bit hoarse. I shouldn't do Naruto voice halfway through a stream, right? Fem Funtime, thank you for the super chat. I'm very curious as to how you would voice each character's reaction to someone coming out to them. I feel like Joey would be like, hey, good for yous. Well, I am a big fan of Joey's, the meme going around. It's, use non-binary? That's cool. That's cool. That's kind of I'm kind of at a loss as to how that would work. But honestly, I'd like to believe most of them, if not all of them, would be supportive. Except for maybe Marek, who'd be like, I don't know what that is. And Tristan would be like, I knew it wasn't the real gender the whole time. Andrew, thank you for the super chat. What does Yami Marek think about X-Men Origins Wolverine the Game Uncaged Edition? I can tell you now, he's never played it. It looks fun. I've heard it's a good game. It's like God of War, right? Oh, Marlon Wolf, I apologize if you were led to believe there was no stream. I thought that I talked extensively about doing one the next day, but forgive me if I didn't make that clear. But we're here and we're live. We're live. All right, a couple more, and then we'll move on to watching episode 35, which is the Clip Show episode, A Tale of Two Tawnies. J Skull, or Jiskull, thank you for the super chat. What is the worst Yu-Gi-Oh series in your opinion? And there are people talking about Naruto spoof in the chat. I would love to do more Naruto spoof. It would probably be after Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged is done, which means I'll be doing ninja voices into my 50s. Probably. I am in my 50s. I'm an old man, and that's why I sound like this. Middle-aged no jutsu! But yes. What was I saying? I forget. Will there be more Naruto Abridged? A lot of people talking about Naruto Abridged. I'd love to bring it back, honestly. I wish I could make time to do stuff like that, but I really have done my best to just focus on Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged and getting new episodes out, because it really feels like that's what most people want, and it honestly feels like if I don't focus on that, we might not get to the end before I get to a point in my life where I can't keep going with it. The internet is changing significantly as we're going, you know. I want to be able to release the rest of the show before anything else happens. And I'm not suggesting that anything bad will happen. I just can't know how to expect, you know? I can't know what to expect. So I'd like to get I'd like to finish the Yu-Gi-Oh! Journey. All right. Well, let's watch A Tale of Two Tawnies. Oh, hang on. Parodus, thank you for the super chat. Hi, B, avid watcher since almost day one. Wow, thank you. First time I watched Dark Side of Dimensions, I thought Kaiba firing his bottle designer and poking fun at Yugi's hair were maybe influenced by you. Thoughts? I hear that a lot. I hear people saying that. I've heard people saying similar things even back in the day about GX and how the writing became a lot more meta and self-aware and parody-like. And there was a video going around that said, is Little Karibo writing for Yu-Gi-Oh! GX? And no, I was not. And I don't think that they were necessarily influenced by that. I think what I've actually learned some insight since all of that from a few people that I know have genuine insight into this. My understanding is with the GX dub is that they were basically told you can do whatever you want. After a certain point, you could just go crazy. You could be balls to the wall, ridiculous. And I think they just took that to heart. I think that they just had that. Was there an unanswered super chat? I do apologize. What did I miss? I'm sorry. Hang on. Jim, thank you for the super chat. I would love to see a final Naruto spoof. I would too. Oh, the worst Yu-Gi-Oh! Series. I apologize. I didn't answer that, did I? I should answer that. The worst Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, I do have an opinion about this, and then I'll talk about the GX, the Dark Side of Dimensions things. The worst Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, this is going to be kind of controversial. I think. Some people might not be okay with me saying this. I think and this is based on the ones I've seen. I want to clarify that before I go anywhere forward with this. I haven't seen a lot of the most recent ones. I've seen basically I've seen the first 20 episodes of Reigns, and beyond that I haven't watched. So I can't really weigh in on that. I actually really liked the Reigns stuff that I saw. I think the worst... You guys are going to be confused and upset, probably. I think the worst Yu-Gi-Oh! Series is Season 0. I think the worst Yu-Gi-Oh! Series is the Toei Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. And I say that specifically because... Yeah, I know, right? You're surprised, right? I think it's very flawed. I think that while a lot of the later Yu-Gi-Oh! Series are kind of predictable and kind of doing the card game thing and going through the motions, for the most part, they don't deviate to the point of being bad. They sort of just... I know that there's some plot points that a lot of people are very upset about with things like Arc 5. There's a bunch of shows where it very clearly dies toward the end. After they get about 100 episodes in or 50 episodes in, I think Season 0 is rough. I think that the big problem with Season 0, and this is me just trying my best to explain it, and I want to clarify, I love all of Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! I like all of this stuff. Season 0 is silly, a little too silly. It's silly to a fault. It's silly to the point of kind of undermining a lot of its own content. It doesn't know whether it wants to be a goofy cartoon or like a... I say this, I don't think it combines the different disparate elements very well. It isn't very... It's disjointed. Traffy in the chat says it's disjointed. And it doesn't have a clear identity to me. Like, I get it, Yu-Gi is very iconic, the games are very fun, but there's like a bunch of episodes that just feel like they're sort of just wasting your time. And frequently, they're expanding, like, single chapter stories into 30-minute episodes, and they don't have enough content to cover it. So they're stretching things out to an almost ludicrous degree, and they exaggerate and embellish things that really kind of kill what is appealing to me about the story and the characters. I think that it's ineffective and it's not good compared to a lot of the other shows that have clear identities and know what they're about. You know? Most anime has filler like that. Yes, but most of these anime, especially Yu-Gi-Oh!, are hundreds of episodes long, whereas Season 0 is a season, it feels like. And it's almost... half of it is like fluff and nonsense. Capsule Monsters isn't great either, but I think it at least is consistent. It doesn't have a great story, but at least it's having fun. I say this, and I want to reiterate, I like Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0. I don't think it's awful. I don't think it's offensively bad. I just think it has problems, and it is probably my least favorite. Anyway, I'm going to... there was the other question about Dark Side of Dimensions. I don't think they were influenced by me whatsoever. I think that 4Kids or 4K, whoever was currently working on the show or the movie, I think they have some very talented and very funny writers. And I think that those writers were allowed to be funny. And I think that's why moments like, Kaiba throwing the water bottle and saying, "That's not supposed to happen. Fire whoever designed that water bottle." I think that that's the people working on the show being funny. I don't think they're like, "This is Little Karibo style." I don't think that that's a thing. I don't think that ever entered their minds. I'd like to believe that it didn't anyway, because it would be weird to me. No, I don't think that's specific to me. I don't think that that is a Little Karibo thing. I think that is just some very funny people getting to be funny, and more power to them. Water. All right, let's watch A Tale of Two Tawnies, and then let's chat some more.
It was the best of card games. It was the worst of card games.
That's... what is... I started adding the custom cards, but they look... The de-interlacing, or the interlacing, the lack of de-interlacing is very rough. So this episode called A Tale of Two Tawnies, and it starts with "It was the best of times, it was the worst of times," which is from A Tale of Two Cities. So it's literally... it's weirdly connected. Okay, interesting. Let me see what these cards are, because some of these cards are probably going to make me go, hey, and some of these cards are going to make me go, ooh.
It was the best of card games, it was the worst of
We've got Ralph Wiggum. We got Robotnik.
Pingers card game.
We got Buddy Christ. I think it's Joss Whedon. And Elmo. This is a clip show. This is a clip show episode, by the way. Brace yourselves, because clip show episodes are usually very difficult to get through. But I think it provided me with a great opportunity to crack some jokes I didn't get the opportunity to or didn't think of, and to do different spins on things. I don't remember how this goes. This is going to be interesting because, again, I'm going into this very blind. One thing I want to say is, and this is not this. I'm prefacing this with a lot of. I'm building up to explaining what I'm saying, which makes it sound serious. But I want to emphasize what I'm about to tell you is funny to me. So, and it's absolutely funny, and I don't think that there's no reservations or issues whatsoever. But I made this episode because there's a clip show that happens here in the actual Yu-Gi-Oh show. Yami and Kaiba and Mokuba are sitting on a helicopter, and Yami's like, remember when this happened? And Kaiba's like, what? That happened? No way. And Mokuba's like, oh. But I made this, and I put it out, and I was really proud because I was like, it's like abridging the abridged. And so this one came out in like 2009. Later, Dragon Ball Z Kai comes out, and as a result of Kai coming out, Team 4-Star do Dragon Ball Z Kai Abridged, which, to me, is very, very similar in tone to this. I'm not going to say, I would never suggest that they were influenced by this, but I think it falls in line with this sort of thing where it's like a much more rapid-fire, like, telling of a full season of a show, one joke after the other, cutting from moment to moment. I think Team 4-Star did a better job than I did here certainly. But they did something very similar. They made DBZ Kai Abridged, which was posted on, like, I think the Adult Swim website, and that came out like a few years after this. And then there's a second Yu-Gi-Oh clip show that happens at the end of season 3, and I ended up calling it Yu-Gi-Oh Kai. That wasn't the original name of it. The reason it's called Yu-Gi-Oh Kai is because after I showed that clip show episode at a convention, the Team 4-Star guys came up to me and said, you did what we did. You did your own Kai. You did a Kai Abridged. And I remember in that moment thinking to myself, no, I just did the same thing that I did with my other clip show episode. So I wasn't aping you guys. I didn't say any of this. I just to myself was like, no, I just did another one of those things. I just did that. Was there a recap at the end of season 4? I don't remember. But yes, there is a second clip show episode, and I did the same thing. And so they came up to me and were like, you did what we did. And I was like, no. So that's funny to me, is that they didn't even clock that I was just doing another one of these. Anyway, let's go.
Into the computer, it should take us exactly 1 episode to reach our destination.
An entire episode just sitting in a helicopter. How the hell are we going to pass the time?
You could watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged on YouTube.com, Kaiba. It would probably have the same effect. What is wrong with his face here, by the way? I know that the deal with his face is, you're a pharaoh? What are you talking about? But it's just funny seeing Kaiba be like, an episode? Whoa!
Well, we could either play a card game without super advanced holograms. Are you out of your mind?
These are some good lip flaps, kind of. Giving kudos to myself, patting B on the back.
Or we could flash back to previous episodes in an attempt to save the animators time and money.
Those aren't good lip flaps. I assume because there was a moving background, and I didn't know how to deal with that.
Wouldn't that just piss off all our viewers and send our ratings plummeting into the ground? Yup. Let's do it.
That's me hating on clip shows, because clip shows are the worst. I remember renting the Star Trek The Next Generation videos from Blockbuster, and that was how I watched the show, because, you know, it was before streaming services, and I didn't have immediate access to Star Trek whenever I wanted. I only had terrestrial TV. So I went to Blockbuster, and I'd rent all of the different Star Trek The Next Generation videos that were 4 episodes at a time. And whenever it got to a clip show episode, I would be so upset. Shades of Grey, that was one of the clip shows? Or was that the clip show episode? It's terrible. It's so derailing and frustrating. Thank you, Joy Empress. Appreciate that. And also, there are some good clip shows out there. I actually think that I actually think some shows are capable of integrating clip shows in a really creative way. For example, Kamen Rider Ryuki has a really good clip show episode where they basically have the main character go back to the beginning of the narrative and relive all of it, but it's slightly different. And as he's going, he's trying to influence things. It's really clever. It's really creative. But obviously, that's the exception to the rule. Clip shows are usually dire and depressing and frustrating, and you just want to get them over with.
Say, Kaiba, do you
Is there stutter happening on the stream? Let me know if there's issues with the stream. I'm not seeing any on my end, but it might be something I'm just not noticing. The stream health seems to be excellent according to my end, but
remember the first time you and I met?
Actually, no.
that hair, what's going on? Being in the sky causes Yami's hair to just poof.
You did that mind crush thing to me, so everything's sort of a blur. In fact, I kinda think you gave me brain damage.
Well, I do. It was
I'm not listening to you. Look at Kaiba with his crossed legs. What a sassy bitch.
a long time ago, when the video quality wasn't very good and the audio was all muffled and scratchy.
Now you can't shit talk. You can't talk shit like that. You should come to my time, B of 2009, and see what this video looks like. You can't talk shit about those old videos when this looks like and sounds like this. Come on. This is a fun gag. But I actually believe that, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Naruto Abridged got to this gag before me. Oh, sorry. I'm going to drink some water. Sorry about that. Sorry. So, I believe Naruto Abridged did a similar flashback where they had the characters, I don't know if it was Naruto and Sasuke, but it was somebody, and they were flashing back and they had the classic dun dun the black and white penny theater vibe. So I actually think this is one of the times when I was late to the punch. I was late to the gag. Your brash nature offends me, Mr. Moto. I shall soon put an end to your impertinence. You have assembled several creatures. Surely this is a violation. My affluence makes a nonsense of the regulations. That's a fun joke. And that's a fun flashback sound that I have since replaced with a harpsichord or harp or whatever you call it. But I actually really like this sound for the flashback.
Huh, I don't remember ever growing a mustache, but I do remember when Pegasus held the
Them legs! What is the emphasis on Kaiba? Somebody was a big fan of Kaiba's legs animating this episode. They were having fun. They got these guys in an enclosed space, and they were going to make the most of it.
Duelist Kingdom tournament.
I'm going to host an official card game tournament on my own private island, and there's not a damn thing Konami can do about it.
What is this?
That must be referencing something specific. Konami must have done something with a tournament where they were like, you can't have a tournament there. I must have been referencing something that actually happened.
Strange device.
I believe it's called a videotape.
I'm in your TV kidnapping your grandpa.
That's a meme. I'm in your blank doing blank. That was absolutely a meme that you probably have forgotten about, and if you haven't forgotten about it, you're probably just too young to ever know about it.
Have to go rescue him.
I'm the Jar Jar Binks of this show.
Attention, duelists! My hair is now an internet phenomenon.
We were just talking about the staying power of hair guy. Let's give it up. You know, he's not wrong. His hair is an internet phenomenon. His hair goes beyond the internet. His hair is an all-star. Get your hair on. Go hair.
The name's My Valentine. No relation to Faye Valentine.
Exodia go down the hole.
Let the Duelist Kingdom tournament begin.
Did anyone else just notice how Yugi suddenly got a lot bigger?
I get bigger sometimes too.
What a weird... Go on.
My mom says it's perfectly natural for a
Why are you talking to your mum about it?
boy my age.
I gotta win this tournament for my lowly sister Serenity.
Don't say that.
Losing a children's card game has caused me to have an existential crisis. Free!
That's something that Yugi said, right? Didn't Yugi say that when he lost a card game? I guess it's fair to have him say it as well, since it does happen.
Or we'll shoot you. Go right ahead.
Bang, bang, ba-dow, 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 bang.
Oh no, you got me.
Hey, stop making fun of our invisible guns.
Bang!
Larry, stop it.
That's great. Bang, bang, ba-dow, 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 got you. That's fun.
I am the ghost of Seto Kaiba.
Yeah, well, I'm Knuckles the Echidna.
It's true. Dan Green was Knuckles. I was referencing that. I love Dan Green. Big fan of Dan Green. Every day, shout out to Dan Green. An icon of voice acting, an icon of manly, deep voices. And he's a great Knuckles. Great casting.
The goddamn Kaiba man.
I used to watch a lot of YouTube poops, and there was one based on the Sonic X anime, and all I can remember is Knuckles walking beside Rouge the Bat, which, you know, anytime you see Rouge the Bat, it's great. But Knuckles was just I think it was Knuckles. The whole time he's just going, "This whole thing is Sonic's fault. This whole thing is Sonic's fault. This whole thing is Sonic's fault." Like, the whole time. So Sonic is my butt buddy. I just, every so often I'll say to myself, this whole thing is Sonic's fault. Shut up! Sonic's not my butt buddy.
I'm here to join you on your adventure. I hope you don't mind, but I brought my fangirls with me.
God, it's like hanging out with the Jonas Brothers.
Hey, is that relevant? The Camp Rock 3 is happening, so Jonas Brothers are still kind of relevant. It works.
I hate you, Kaiba. And I despise you, Wheeler.
They must be in WoW. Hey, I'm calling you out on that B of 2009. That's not a fangirl interpretation. That's a valid interpretation.
That ought to show those no-good terrorists.
When we're through with you, you will want...
Of all the Bandit Keith jokes to do with his whole section is just terrorists.
to submit.
If you ask me, this clip shows a pile of horse shit.
Yugi, if you don't let me win this duel, I'll kill myself.
Oh no,
Okay.
that would be terrible. Whatever would we do without you?
You thinking you people gonna die?
Shut up,
That is good.
Tristan.
Losing a children's card game has caused me to have an existential crisis.
I knew that he said it at some point. It definitely happened at some point, and it happened here. This keeps happening to these characters.
I have prepared a friendship speech for such an occasion.
Never mind, I'm all better now.
Whoa. I'm obviously having a lot of fun doing this Pegasus giggle here, so hang on. Back up.
Woohoo! If I weren't so very camp, I'd probably make a credible villain.
No, hey, bullshit. I want to call bullshit on that. Pegasus is one of the best villains, and part of it is because he's camp. Pegasus uses the campness to lure people into a false sense of, oh, this guy's just a camp fool. I disagree strongly with the comedy joke.
You want to know the main flaw in your evil plan, Pegasus? You based it around a f***ing card game.
That's the only thing that anybody bases anything around.
For children.
Yeah, that's funny.
Oh, poopy.
Oh, poopy is always fun to hear. That's a reference to Mystery Science Theater 3000, and if you don't know what that is, I highly recommend giving it a look. It's a great show, very influential on not just me, but several internet content creators that have gone on to do great things. Not to say that that's me, but yes, no, very, very influential from the late 80s through the 90s, and it's coming back in the form of Riff Tracks MST3K. They're bringing back Mike and the Bots, which I'm very excited about. Oh, poopy was something they would say frequently on the show, to the point that the bloopers were called poopy. That you'd order a VHS of the poopies. You'd order MST3K Poopy Volume 1 and MST3K Poopy Volume 2. And I had both volumes.
I spy with my little eye something beginning with I. Guess what?
It's your eye.
But that doesn't start with...
Oh, that's nasty.
It turns out that Pegasus was just trying to bring back his dead wife. I guess that kind of makes up for all the horrible stuff he put us through.
Yeah.
Not really.
Allow me to bamboozle you with my cryptic nonsense
He's
that won't
back.
pay off for about 5 seasons.
Ah, it's about to pay off. Cryptic nonsense. Yeah, let's go.
Hey, I just realized I don't even know your name.
My name is Yummy.
Okay, I have to explain that moment, I guess, because that is, it all came flooding back to me upon watching this. In that moment, when Yugi says to Yami Yugi, what is your name, by the way? What should I call you? Yami Yugi replies, in the dub, people call me Yami. Now, I assume that's because they had no concept of the fact that his name was going to be extremely important. His name was going to be one of the most important plot points of the show. And in fact, in season 2, his whole thing is, I don't remember anything. I'm an empty vessel. And what people call him that? Good question. So yes, 4Kids kind of bungled it. And I assume it's because they wanted to be able to call him something other than Spirit or Pharaoh, which, they couldn't call him Pharaoh. They hadn't established that properly yet, I guess. They didn't have anything to use as a name except for Yugi or other Yugi. He wasn't supposed to give away anything in that moment, I don't think. But yes, that's why it's lol 4Kids, and that's why you hear the wrong, because it wasn't accurate. It was a mistake. It was wrong.
How come I don't remember any of this?
Because you were a trading card at the time.
Well, I'm sure
Yeah. It's very good.
you couldn't possibly forget what happened after Duelist Kingdom.
This is my best friend Teddy. Pull his card and he says an evil backwards message. Squeak!
What does he say there?
It's his paw and he spews blood.
The graph.
Wonder what he says there. My only memory of a backwards message was in the YGO Abridged movie, which is Anubis saying, watch Naruto the Abridged series. Oh, the teddy bear says, you have way too much time on your hands. That, you know what? I'm going to point out how that's not an original joke. Really, like, it's a fun joke. I think that's funny, but that's technically ripped off from Red Dwarf. There's an episode called Backwards where the characters go to a version of Earth that is playing in reverse. I love you too, Random Squirrel. I was a big Red Dwarf fan back in the day. I still love Red Dwarf. But there's an episode called Backwards where a character walks into a room, does a whole spiel, talks for a good 30 seconds, and then leaves the room. And if you reverse everything that he says, he's basically saying, you wasted your time reversing this audio. Why did you do that? You don't have a life. Something like that. It's something along those lines. I'm a big fan of Red Dwarf.
Graphics for my Duel Monsters video game are incredible. It's just a shame about the Nintendo Wii version.
I did another slam on Nintendo Wii. Having said that, this one's a bit more fair because whenever there was a Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 game that was ported to the Wii, it never quite looked good. So, yeah, that's valid. That does apply.
I'm Duke Devlin. Worship me, won't you?
Mustn't look directly at his face. So beautiful.
Look directly at his butt, then. That's also dangerous, though.
No words to describe it. They should have sent a poet.
Oh, that's the end of the... Oh, that's the interim. That's the post-Duelist Kingdom pre-Battle City stuff.
These flashbacks are making me airsick.
Hey,
I love the Wii, don't get me wrong. If people in the chat are getting the impression that I dislike the Wii I played the hell out of. I loved the Wii.
do you guys remember the first episode of Season 2?
Oh God, I'm gonna open a window.
I'm taking this Egyptian artifact back to America, where it belongs.
Secretly, unbeknownst to Yugi, I am in control of Bandit Keith's mind. Also, I'm not wearing any underwear.
That's accurate for the rest of the show.
I don't want to be an American idiot.
I have placed my soul inside the Millennium Puzzle, because apparently I can do that. Allow
Yes, that's actually very important, and I think that... Do I even acknowledge that in the actual episode where it happens? Because that's actually, like, really important. The fact that Bakura puts a part of his soul in the puzzle, that's actually really... That's going to come back real soon. We love Ishizu. I've actually been getting, since coming out, a lot of people commenting about how the Ishizu voice is kind of a nice femme voice, and I don't disagree. Like, at least it's the closest I think I come to sounding pleasant and femme. I don't know if it's something that I would aspire to, but at least I can accept that compliment.
me to explain everything. Your exposition is nothing but a load of crap, but your god cards are very impressive.
Serenity's hot.
She my sister.
She's still hot, asshole.
I don't know if anybody can place that reference, but that's a reference to Metal Gear Awesome, which is the bit where Snake has met Meryl and the Colonel is on the codec. And he's like, your daughter's hot. No, what is it? It's Meryl's hot. She my niece. She's still hot, asshole. That was a fun reference. I remember really enjoying doing that. But yeah, that's Metal Gear Awesome. And Meryl Silverberg, by the way, one of the all-time video game gorgeous ladies.
Hey, Taya, since I almost died in the previous episode, would you go on a pity date with me?
Finally, a genuine excuse to dress like a slut.
Epic.
Whoa. You know, I can't fault Taya for that. Epic pouting maneuver. It's another epic blank maneuver. We had the epic Mokuba maneuver, and now...
Pouting maneuver.
Allow me to explain everything again.
I instantly believe you.
By the way, your name is definitely Yummy.
Oh, that's right. It even comes up again. Ishizu approaches him as like, Yami, how's it going? Weird. It's weird that they doubled down.
My Battle City tournament will rock your face off. Only the best duelists in the world get to compete, even though more than half of the competitors are the losers from Duelist Kingdom.
That's actually true. But, you know, that's not... most tournaments are like that. That's most tournaments is a lot of people that didn't win the tournament go into the next tournament.
That rare hunter stole my red eyes.
Give Joey back his red eyes.
Okay, jeez.
Here you are, Joey.
I don't want it anymore.
God, make up your mind.
I remember really liking that for some reason. I still am. I'm mostly quoting it because I remember talking to myself about how funny that was. Give Joey back his red eyes. Here you are. I don't want it anymore.
I have tremendous psychic powers!
Stop yelling at me.
What? This is my normal speaking voice!
Magical Trevor is back once again. He's doing things that will drive you insane. How does he do them? I want to know. He's got a magical toe.
This is a bug hunt, Joey. A bug hunt.
Now you see how gross that was? Now I talked extensively about how gross this insect queen was, and you got to see a little bit there of it laying its egg. And it's nasty. It's very gross. It's a gross episode. It's one of the grossest episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Game over, man. Game over.
I have no personality whatsoever. Cower before my blandness.
We should be partners.
You mean like partners in crime?
Yeah, that's precisely what I meant.
Gay crimes.
Eric has kidnapped my friends.
Then let's get inside this helicopter and go rescue them.
And then we got on the helicopter and we went to go rescue them. I assume that's how this is playing out.
And then we got inside the helicopter.
Not enough clip shows do that. Not enough clip shows are like, and then right before this, we started talking about...
Yeah, those were some good times. Feels like it was just last week.
Indeed. And now we're going to save my friends if my name isn't Yummy.
Hey, Yugi, remember when this episode began?
Oh! Naruto the cat, fly at high again. You'll never stop the abridged.
First it was a fad, but now it's so fantastic. You'll never stop the abridged.
Aww. That's nice of me. That was very nice of me. This is around the time I must have started figuring out that you don't have to be an asshole to be a content creator. Oh, that's sweet. Also, shout out, I believe, to Titan Aura, who put together that little song, which was done as a tribute to me and the show back in the day, like in 2009. And it was done purely as, you know, for fun and to just be like, this is a nice tribute. But I liked it so much I put it at the end of the episode. I hope that I credited Titan Aura in the video. If I didn't, that's a massive mistake on my part. But Titan Aura, shout out.
I
Drink your milkshake. I drink it up.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, what's up?
Hey, Kaiba, remember when I cameoed on Naruto the Abridged series?
Oh.
Hey, Sasuke!
Whoa! I must have already done my Naruto spoof, because there we go, it's Naruto.
Hey, in the English dub, I sound like I smoke too much. Believe it!
Actually, is this before the actual April Fool's thing that I did? Because I don't sound like I know what I'm doing with this voice.
Hey, when do I get paid for this?
I don't think I had done that yet. Wow, that was a prelude. Ah, yeah, that was basically the impetus of Naruto voice. If you sound like you smoke, you're doing the Naruto voice. What's happening, Yami? Why are you coming back? There we go. Okay. Mega Ultra Chicken, I see what you're saying. I do apologize. I've just been watching the videos. And I think this is like the third time that you've made a note of me not responding to everything you're saying. Please know that I really can't read everything everybody says, and I can't react to everything everybody says. And I wish I could, but it's just not in my capacity, unfortunately. I'm sorry about that. But yes, that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that one. This is 2 episodes that were actually pretty great, in my opinion. There was something else I wanted to talk about toward the end there. I forget. But that was that's a clip show. There's not much to say outside of the fact that, you know, it's just a series of clips that tell the story of the first few seasons. Very rapid fire. I think it got a lot of positive reaction. I remember around this time, because my channel was taken down, I saw a significant drop in viewers. And I remember there was a moment. It wasn't a long point of time. It didn't last very long. But there was a moment where I felt like, oh, if people aren't watching and if my channel got taken down, maybe I should just give up. And it wasn't something I humored for very long. I just was kind of discouraged. But around this time, I think I'd released like 2 or 3 episodes after the channel was taken down. Maybe even just 1. But the viewers just started coming back. Like, we started seeing... I say we. I'm always saying we for some reason. It's really just me. But I started seeing a surprising upturn in viewers, and people were still there. People were still excited. I thought that it was going to, you know, basically be not the death of my channel, but the death of, you know, any interest in it. And I really was surprised to learn that people... Wait, what happened? Oh, people are just excited about the big donation? Yes, it was huge. I really do appreciate it, Adam. Thank you again. But no, it was a huge relief. I probably would have kept making the videos even if I only got like 10, 20,000 people watching, but I was very surprised to see people kept coming back. And even to this day, like the new episode that I released a week ago, you know, it's got hundreds of thousands of views, and I am always blown away. I'm always kind of staggered by that, you know? Oh. All right, we probably have a few super chats in since starting that one, so let's read a few more super chats. Oh, no worries, Devon. Thank you for stopping by. It's good seeing you in the chat. I hope your stream goes well. I would love to bring the Naruto spoof back. I really would. It's one of those things where it's not like I don't want to do it. It's really just a case of if I dedicate time to that, I lose time with other things. It's not an easy thing just throwing a whole parody video together like that. Even though the footage already exists, it's still a whole ordeal. Peter, thank you for the super chat. Hi B, avid watcher since almost day one. First time I watched Dark Side of Dimensions, I thought of... Oh, I think I already talked about this. But thank you again for your super chat. Yes, once again, a lot of people have attributed the comedy in Yu-Gi-Oh!, the dub thereof, to me, and, you know, things that I've done and said throughout my show, and I don't think that I influenced it that much at all, if at all. I think that, honestly... If you go back and watch like Pokemon, the Pokemon dub, and you look at the thing, you look at the things that Jesse and James are doing throughout the early seasons of that show, that stuff's funnier than anything I've written. So they had some really funny people working on their dubs. I think they don't get enough credit for how funny they were. Now, some people don't like the changes that they made to the dialogue and to the story and everything, and I get that, but I always thought that they injected, especially with Pokemon and with Yu-Gi-Oh!, they injected so much heart and character into the shows, even though they made those changes that frequently were not their call. It was the network putting that upon them. I'll always love the 4Kids actors and the writing. I think it's not the original, so I understand anyone who dislikes it as a result of that. But, you know, even back then, young B was cracking up at Jesse and James saying their catchphrase. All right. FSM Gauss, thank you for the super chat. Why do you use Lavender from one of my favorite albums in episode 81? I get this question very rarely, but I have been asked about this. People, if you don't remember, at the end of episode 81, I believe it's episode 81, if this person says, there's a whole sequence where, well, in fact, it's throughout the episode. It's not just at the end. Whenever Yami Yugi is kind of figuring his shit out, that's how I'll put it. He's growing as a character. He's growing as a person. He's realizing that he has kind of put up this sort of bravado that has made him kind of a dick to his friends and made him a dick, period. You know, it's made him treat people poorly, and Darts kind of calls him out on it, even though he's not necessarily an evil pharaoh. He's a jerk. He's an asshole. He's not a good friend. And so toward the end of the episode, and throughout the episode, you hear parts of the song Lavender, and at the end it kicks in for real when Yami Yugi is sort of sharing a sincere moment with Yugi. And the reason that song is there is because this is going to sound weird, and a lot of people are going to probably project things onto it that really are not intentional whatsoever. Because I'm going to use the word love. And when I say love, I mean real love, not like physical love, not sexual love, not necessarily even romantic love. But there's love between those characters. And that's when that love really sort of comes forward and takes center stage and matters. And I think that's the moment where Yami Yugi realizes that, yes, he loves these people and he has to actually show it. And that song, to me, is about, and I don't know how anybody else interprets it. I don't know what it means to anybody else. But to me, that moment, that song means somebody realizing that they feel love and trying to express it to somebody else without necessarily having the words. And so that is, to me, again, some people might say this is weird and might take it out of context, but to me, that is the love song between Yugi and Yami. That is the song that defines that they love each other. And whatever you feel about that, whatever you take from that, whatever you apply to that, what I feel about it is these characters are finally acknowledging that they love each other, and it means something. And I don't want to make a joke out of it. I just want it to be beautiful. Now, you might take something from that. You might take it further. You might embellish it, or you might follow it to a conclusion where you say these characters are intimately in love. This is a romance. And I want to say, more power to you if you feel that. I personally don't necessarily ship it, but I do think that there's love there. And I think that song, to me, it's a song I listen to often because I often do forget that love is there. It's easy to forget about. It's love. Love is something invisible, and love is often unspoken. And I sometimes have to listen to songs or other pieces of media to remind myself that love is everywhere. And so that, to me, is why that song is there, is because it's their love. It's called Lavender. However you interpret that, I want you to know that there's no wrong way to do that. All right. Sorry about my throat. Jim, Jim, thank you for the super chat. Actually, I've missed one. Princess Gamer, thank you for the super chat. A horse throat is fine. I think for a character that smokes too much and 50 plus brings a whole new meaning to sexy no jutsu. Ruffle, JK Ruffle. Happy anniversary. Thank you, Princess Gamer. Your Majesty. Jim, thank you again. Taka said it best. Never take a series more seriously than its creator. When you do, it only creates disappointment when plot holes arise. Better to poke fun at them and just be lax with it. It's, different strokes for different folks. I'm sorry that my voice is a little bit shot. I think doing a stream the day after I did the last one, probably not a good idea, but I'll do my best to keep going. We'll watch another episode after I've finished these super chats here. Let me just give you guys the name of the song. Here we go. It's just called Lavender. Ignore the fact that it says Lavender Song. It's just Lavender by Marillion. Devon, thank you for the super chat. Hi, B. Thank you for always being a lovely person in my life. Oh, you're very kind. You've been very supportive throughout the years and always having kind words to say to me when we've talked. I really do appreciate that. I think I missed a super chat. I'm sorry. A couple of them. Upside Cloud, thank you for the super chat. One of my favorite jokes from your show is the actual 4Kids dialogue when voice lines are really bizarre. Sometimes it's not even that they're bizarre. Sometimes it's just that they are just funny. I do apologize. My throat is very shot. I'm going to do my best to get through this. The legendary man, thank you for the super chat. Big thank you. Actually, no, yes, that's right. Big thank you to you, B, for making it this far. I was 9 when I found YGO Abridged in 2014, and I am now humbly 21. Ah, the humble 21. You are now old enough to play a children's card game. My question is, how many episodes do you intend to finish off YGO Abridged with? 100 or more? People keep thinking, understandably, I will drink more water. I'm sorry. People keep thinking, understandably, that because I'm so close to episode 100, that I will finish the show at 100. And as great as that would be, as fun as it would be to end exactly on 100 episodes, it's going to be more. I think it's going to be at least 105. That would be my guess. I think I tried figuring it out. I tried checking the episodes and saying, how many abridged episodes would this be? But the problem is, there's a lot of episodes with no card games. And usually the way I structure the abridged episodes is I'll say, this is one card game, this is one episode. This doesn't apply to Season 5 for the most part. There are very few card games. So there's going to be a lot of just narrative, and it's going to be interesting trying to edit that into consistent episodes. It's weird. So I don't know for sure how many episodes there'll be, but I think there's definitely going to be more than 100. Devon, thank you again for your super chat. Cardi and Joker, thank you again. Thank you for the super chat. Not gonna lie, the clip shows of YGO Abridged are some of my favorites because of the rapid fire jokes. I am a firm believer in the faster the jokes, the more jokes there are, and the faster they are, the better the comedy. It's like a math thing. My partner Marin will criticize me and tease me about the fact that I think this, because one time we were watching. Some of you are going to be very upset about this. We were watching Robin Hood Men in Tights, and I remember complaining about the movie, being like, there's like very few jokes per minute. It's very slow throwing jokes at you. I was expecting more jokes per minute, and therefore the comedy isn't good. Like, like an idiot. But I do agree. I think that the rapid fire jokes do make up for it. They make some good comedy happen. Hikari, thank you for the super chat. Okay idea, a yellow Karibo with black stripes in the fur, bee wings in the back, and the front, tiny little antenna. Karibo bee would be so cute. Well, you're very kind to say. I do like the idea of a bee Karibo. I honestly, when I picked the bee name, when I became bee, I was not thinking about the bee insect at all. I was not thinking about it whatsoever. And then as soon as I said, I'm bee, this is what I'm going by now, everybody came at me with the bees. That's true, Doug Salad. The thing is, the jokes per minute is a metric, but it's not the only metric that matters. You can have a very funny film with maybe a handful of jokes in. I'm Beezer. Bzzz. Imp Brush, thank you for the super chat. Maybe if Ninja Bridge returns, Naruto should say that he was on a smoke break that lasted over a decade. Decade! Attack ride! Ninjas! Kamen Rider! Carlos, thank you for the super chat. 4Kids for its ups and downs was perfect for the time. I agree. I don't think it necessarily has a place in our world now, but those anime dubs were fun, and everybody watched them and loved them. At least the people it was aimed at did. You know? Odo the Doll, thank you for the super chat. Great timing, just had an emotional breakdown after dealing with technology. I need a cool down. I've been there. I've had so many frustrating, infuriating experiences with technology, editing software, certainly, computers in general. I hope that you're feeling better. I hope that we can help you calm down a bit. I just need to be careful with what name I pick. I like my name. It's okay. People can tease. Tease the bees. Geez Louise. A few more super chats and then we'll watch episode 36, which is the man who would be King of Games, I'm guessing. Mystic, thank you for the super chat. Why we love our favorite shows is what my channel will be all about. I just need the motivation to keep making vids. Well, I believe in you. I know it's hard to find motivation. That is one of the scarcest resources available, certainly lately. It's very difficult to give yourself that kind of drive. It's hard to kick yourself up the butt enough to get going, you know, but I believe in you. I know that you'll find that. The man who would be Steve. Oh, the man who would be King of Card Games would be way better. I should have called it that. Blues, thank you for the super chat. My favorite 4Kids continuity is in One Piece when Nami's mum gets sent to Arlong's dungeon instead of being killed. So at the end of the arc, they just leave the island without rescuing her. Oh no. Surely the rescue is at least implied. That's crazy, though. I didn't know about that. I have not watched One Piece. That is something that one day I need to fix, right? I should fix that at some point. Outcast. I'm just. Oh, actually, I missed. Evil Genius. Thank you for the super chat. Hey, LK, you had no idea how much we laughed at your abridges back in Bulgaria. Yu-Gi-Oh was my first anime, but I'm a big Naruto boy. Bring it back, please. I do want to bring it back. I know so many people in this streams are like, when are you going to bring Naruto spoof back? I really want to do that. I really want to do that. It's certainly something that, you know, if I were to do it, it would take away time from making other Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. It's the only reason I'm not doing it. I feel bad. Naruto spoof's so funny to me. I'd love to bring it back. Outcast, thank you for the super chat. Did you think Tristan thought the sunrise did rise? Your question is confusing. I think that Tristan does believe the sun has eventually risen. I do think Tristan at some point probably sat outside and was like, okay, I'm going to keep my eye on this sun. And if it doesn't rise, I'm going to be pissed. It's okay, it's rising. I see it. False alarm, guys. It's fine. Didn't even take a few hours. Dover Gatter, thank you for the super chat. A small token for the big amount of joy you've brought to my life. Oh, you're very kind. None of this is small. You guys, anything you're able to give is such a huge gift. I just want you to know that. Don't feel bad in any way about any amount of support you're able to give. Like that, it is an incredible thing. Thank you. Been watching since 2009. Here's to 20 years. Gosh. A lot of people started watching probably around 2009 because the channel got taken down and reposted. So there was probably a lot of people talking, or at least starting afresh there. I don't consider the sunset. It is dead to me. Yeah, I'll sunset you in defense mode. Oh, I don't know if that was a sick burn, but it was a sunburn. D, thank you for the super chat. Loved meeting you at Anime Expo 2011. Was I there? How was I there? Didn't know Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged back then. I was just looking for Team 4-Star, but your genuine kindness stuck with me. Now it's a favorite. Thanks for years of laughs and great streams. That's crazy. I didn't think I was at AX 2011. I thought I was still in England, but that's probably right. I've been to AX so many times. And thank you for meeting up with me, and thank you for talking. I appreciate you supporting the show still and still watching. And if you can't give anything in the chat, it's totally okay. I have to apologize for not being able to read all of your chats. I wish I could. I don't remember that Mega Ultra Chicken. I'm sure we'll get to that at some point, though. Prunky, thank you for the super chat. Hey, LK, to continue my idea from last time, the It's the Bakota Show thingy is in episode 37. Yes, we're going to be coming up to that one soon. Gina, thank you for the super chat. Never watched the actual show, but binged your series with a friend in college. Thank you for being my primary source of Yu-Gi-Oh! Knowledge. You got the Yu-Gi-Oh! Knowledge in Yu-Gi-Oh! College, aka Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. Thank you for watching. I did see that Mythic Suns. I have seen the video of Dan Green doing the whole, I'm riding my invisible bicycle. It's just still, it might have been a different year. I think it might have been because I was very specifically still in England in 2011. I spent most of 2011 waiting for my fiancé visa to process because you're not allowed to enter the country while your visa is being processed because it's seen as a violation. So I spent most of 2011 not going to the United States, if I remember rightly. Oh, I completely understand Mystic Mind analysis. It's all good. All right, I think one more super chat. Actually, I don't think there's any more. Let me just double check. Oh, here we are. Dragon, Berry, Mead. Thank you for the super chat. Your cat learns to speak but can only talk like one of your voices. Which do you choose? Hair Guy, Esperoba, or Rex Raptor? I'm going to have to go with Rex Raptor because it's the quietest voice. And I don't want to be yelled at by Esperoba. He would just be like, would you like this dead bird? It might make a good coaster for your drink. Yelling at me the whole time. And then Hair Guy would just be a lot of the same catchphrases and yelling as well. Whereas Rex Raptor would be like, hey, I want food. All right. Episode 36 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, The Man Who Would Be Steve. And as I've commented, it should be called The Man Who Would Be King of Games. That would be really funny because it's based on, of course, the title The Man Who Would Be King. Pelimori, thank you for the super chat. Sorry if I'm late, but if we're talking Lavender by Druidess, yes, that definitely fits the mood. Yugi and Yami are each the brother the other never had. I don't think it's that song. No, a different song. But, you know, if that song applies for you, yeah, absolutely. No, more power to you. If you like that song for them, that's appropriate. All right. Let's watch this. This is an episode I remember a lot of people liking. I know that like, toward the end, it plays Total Eclipse of the Heart, which is one of those songs that just never gets old. I will say, I think that people were wondering how I would deal with Serenity getting her eyesight back, and some people thought I was going to make a joke out of it. And I think part of why people liked the way this played out, and thank you, Peregrina, for the super chat. You're very kind. Thank you so much. One of the reasons people liked the way it played out in this is that I didn't make a joke about it. I just let her see. She just got her eyesight back, and then, you know, they're playing the Total Eclipse of the Heart the whole time, so it's very over the top and dramatic and powerful and emotional. At the same time, I feel like I could have done a bit more with it, but... Oh, and there's one other thing. This is the one with the drinking game, right? So I should be drinking. I have my water here. And the other thing I would mention is there's some pretty major continuity issues with this episode specifically that I didn't clock until later, and I definitely would have had problems with if I'd realized. Joey has the Millennium Puzzle on for the second half of the duel because Yugi gives it to him. And yes, rest in peace, Bonnie Tyler, of course. A huge loss. An incredible voice. And some incredible songs. What was I saying? Oh, there's some continuity issues that I didn't realize I was taking images and shots of Joey with the chain around his neck before he should have it on. So you're going to notice that at certain points, Evil Joey has the Millennium Puzzle on when he should not have it on at all. All right, let's try this episode. Let's see how it goes.
It's the Yu-Gi-Oh! Drinking game. Take a drink every time we mention friendship.
And of course, technically that counts. So let's take a drink. Don't drink anything alcoholic if you're watching with me at home. Just drink something like juice or water or something. Where's the scouter come from, B?
It's the Yu-Gi-Oh! Drinking game.
We've got
Take a drink every
Jeff Goldblum, the most powerful card in all of Duel Monsters.
time.
We've got a Cylon from Battlestar Galactica, which I was watching at the time. I made multiple references to it in the videos.
We mentioned.
We got Tinky Winky, not to be mistaken for my cat Twinkle, who I call Twinky Winky. And of course, Tinky Winky has a purse, which is really sweet. G-Man. This interlacing is so upsetting. G-Man from Half-Life, one of the best villains of all time. And Purple Tentacle, another video game villain. Not as impressive as G-Man, but still very memorable.
Check it out, bro. Joey's down there. Quick, Mokuba. Land on top of him.
No, wait. Something is wrong. He looks slightly more brain-dead than usual.
Rude.
I wonder how this will affect our friendship.
Sound effects. And also friendship. There we go.
I still say we should land on him. Come on, it'll be funny.
Fly at higher friendship. The, that counter, by the way, that little Millennium Puzzle counter, my recollection is that it was designed by a friend of mine called Brandy, who I'm still friends with, very talented artist and animator. I just was talking to them the other day after, you know, coming out and telling people about it, and her response to me saying that I'm a woman now was basically, as long as you keep sharing butts with me, that's fine. which I thought was very nice.
S'more, those fools have fallen into my evil clutches. Now I shall force Yugi to duel the one he loves most.
I'm actually kind of a fair distance away from the microphone. I'm actually kind of in control of the audio and its quality a little bit. So, hey, slight improvements. They keep happening.
And according to all the fanfiction I've read, that would be Joey.
But Master Marek, it is obvious that Yugi is in love with Taya.
What? No way, that's insane!
Okay, a little bit too close to the mic there.
That's insane! What kind of messed up fanfics have you been reading?
Joey, snap out of it!
There is no Joey. There is only Steve.
I'm drinking even though they're not mentioning friendship. I shouldn't be drinking unless they mention friendship.
That's right, Pharaoh. Our names have both been legally changed. We take orders from Marek now. Tee-hee-hee-hee-hee.
I love the tee-hee-hee. And the reason I highlighted her laughing is because in the actual dub, and I assume in the Japanese as well, but in the dub, at least, Amy Birnbaum is playing evil Taya here, which I think she does a great job with. And she's kind of got that hypnotized filter going on. And as she's coming down the stairs, she goes like, and I was always a big fan of Amy Birnbaum, the voice actress, doing evil. I thought that she was great. And so I wanted to do an homage as a joke to her evil laugh, which was tee-hee-hee-hee-hee.
Taya has been Steved. This is horrible.
Oh, in the Japanese, it's Marek's voice coming out of her. Oh, I kind of want to watch that.
And yet,
I mean, I want to rewatch it, I suppose. I've forgotten about it.
strangely erotic.
They've been
Yeah.
brainwashed, Seto.
Personally, I blame the rap music.
In this duel, once a player's life points reach 0, they will have 30 seconds before the anchor drags them to the bottom of the sea. The winner will be given the chance to free himself. However,
I really love this duel. This whole duel. This is probably my favorite duel in the show just because it's so dramatic and the high stakes, very personal. It gives Yugi the chance to shine. It's a big sort of like emblematic of their friendship and how much it matters to them. I'm a big fan of this.
if neither duelist wins by the time the counter reaches 0, then they will both drown.
Stop this duel immediately. It violates Battle City tournament regulations, just like 90% of the other duels that I refuse to stop.
I wouldn't do that, Kaiba. If you interfere in this duel...
This is crazy, by the way. Hypnotizing Taya or Anzu to go sit underneath this giant... It's going to come down on her, the cargo container. It's crazy. What a wild situation. I love that she's just sat there happily waiting for it.
Then your precious Taya will be crushed to death.
No, not Taya. Mokuba, which one is Taya? Is that the one with the pointy hair and the Bullwinkle voice?
When I take off my bandages, I want the first thing I see to be my big brother playing a card game.
Don't hold your breath. I hear card games are very rare on this show.
That's a really good joke, considering that could have been all manner of like weirdness between Tristan and Serenity, and there has been previously in the abridged episodes, but him just being like, there aren't that many card games. That's good.
We want the girl.
Hey, back off. I already called dibs.
Speaking of.
It's useless, Pharaoh. No matter what you do, one of your friends is gonna die.
Forget my friends. What the hell happened?
Oh, we could 2 more. There we go. Ooh.
To my jacket. It's bloody freezing out here.
Bloody... Oh, the army voice is kind of coming into its own a bit. You can kind of hear that, right? It's kind of sounding like... It's kind of sounding like... more like how he sounds these days. Peregrina, I'm sorry. Stop with the anti-ADHD spiel. I'm sorry if I said something like that. I didn't mean to. Did I say something like that? I won't do anything like that again if I can help it. Apologies.
Don't worry, Pharaoh. I shall sing the most beautiful song in the world, and the power of friendship will do the rest.
Friendship.
Once upon a time, I was falling in love.
Suddenly.
Oh, there's somebody in the chat doing it. Oh, I apologize. I didn't understand what was going on.
A drowning sounds a lot more appealing.
Looks like there's nowhere left to run, kid.
Bring it on, you lousy Steves.
I actually really do enjoy Duke Devlin coming back and getting to play the sexy back music as sort of his triumphant return. And Tristan going, "It's the witch!" If I remember rightly, he says it very quickly because in the footage, he doesn't really have much time to speak before Duke, like, poses. So I just sort of rushed it to, "It's the witch!"
That barely hurt. You guys are making me sexy.
You won't like me when I'm sexy.
It's the witch!
Pharaoh, you have to let me take
It's the witch!
over. I'm the only one who can break through to Joey.
Oh yeah? How do you figure?
Have you seen my face?
Aw, he's a baby panda, that's right.
Seriously, I'm so cute, people have mistaken me for a baby panda.
You
Just
mean
one
you
whimper
aren't
out
a
of
baby
me,
panda?
You'll be the Joey we know and love again.
You mean you're not a baby panda?
Nope.
Wow, you're good.
This whole time, I thought I had possessed a panda. That must be a reference to Little Panda Fighter. For those of you who don't know, Dan Green was in various animated things, you know, running the gamut from, like, hentai to knockoff fake DreamWorks movies that were obviously ripping off actual DreamWorks and Pixar movies. And he was in one called The Little Panda Fighter, where it was obviously Kung Fu Panda and made by people who had no concept of what the movie was. It kind of felt like Kung Fu Panda if somebody had heard somebody else describing it and then tried to make a movie like it. But Dan Green was the little Panda Fighter in there, so I think that's what I was referencing here.
Joey, you have to remember our friendship. Remember that we are friends, and
Friends.
friends don't give up on each other because of
Friends.
their friendly friendship.
Friendly.
BFF, man.
BFF. I remember thinking, when I'd finished the script, there weren't nearly enough references to friendship to justify the drinking game, so I just had Yugi spam friendship.
Oh, what the f*** is this bullcrap? I wanted to duel the Pharaoh!
That's a very specific, well, not a specific reference, but it is referencing basically Marek's whole reaction to this in the dub, and I assume in the Japanese. But in the dub, it's very like,
Hey, what the... I wanted to duel the Pharaoh!
he becomes a child in this moment, and it's great because it is kind of the first real look you get at the Marek beneath the facade that he puts on, which is he is an angry child in a lot of ways.
Not this little dickweed. This gives me effeminate fury!
I love that image of Marek throwing a tantrum on a yacht. He's such a baby.
Take my puzzle, Joey. It used to represent my main character status, but now it's become a symbol of our everlasting friendship.
Friendship. Yeah, this is a bad idea to do this with alcohol.
And I want you to have it. But I swear, if you get so much as a scratch on it, I'm gonna kick your blonde butt into next week.
Yugi's puzzle. Do as I command, Steve. Take his puzzle and throw it into the ocean. The power of my midriff compels you.
It's interesting because sometimes I'll use just one lip flap, just one frame of the mouth, and, you know, it's okay. I don't think it looks bad. It just obviously isn't, you know, there's not as much attention to detail as I would pay these days.
I will obey.
Wait, did I say, was there a friendship reference I missed? No?
Have it. But I swear, if you get so much as a scratch on it, you get so...
I missed a friendship reference, surely. Here it is.
lasting friendship.
I missed that one.
And I want you to have it. But I swear, if you get so much as a scratch on it, I'm gonna kick your blonde butt into next week.
Yugi's puzzle. Do as I command, Steve. Take his puzzle and throw it into the ocean. The power of my midriff compels you.
I will obey, Master Marek.
Wake me when somebody summons a god card. Those rare hunters are right behind.
Yeah, because why would Kaiba care about any of that? That's a good joke on a character level because he is watching his best rival and his worst rival go face to face, and he's like, either of these guys could lose. I wouldn't care.
We gotta get out of here. Did you bring your broomstick?
For the last time, I'm not a witch.
In that case,
Witch.
it looks like I'll have to do this the hard way. Take care of my love interest while I'm gone.
Don't worry, Serenity. You're in good hands with Duke Devlin. Very good hands.
Hey, get out of our way.
Oh, Tristan's about to go, like, he's about to get, like, gangster on their asses.
We have official Steve business to take care of.
Official Steve business. That would be really good as a shirt. Why didn't I make a shirt of that? I'm on official Steve business.
I
Really only appeals to people called Steve, but
don't think so.
Just who in the hell do you think you are?
The name's Tristan Taylor, and for the next 5 minutes, you guys are officially my bitches.
officially my bitches. And here comes my Valentine in a car. And I love that my Valentine is an independent woman who can drive herself anywhere she wants. But she gets real pissed at these guys for crossing, and she says in the dub, cross on the green, not in between, which I think is wonderfully played by Megan Hollingshead.
Hey, buddy, watch where you're walking. Didn't you see the red light?
Yeah, but I figured it was just because I'm surrounded by hoes.
Whoa, jeez, Duke.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Oh, no, no, you didn't.
What country you from?
What?
What ain't no country I ever heard of?
Of course, Tristan doing the Pulp Fiction scene here.
They speak English in what?
What?
English, motherfucker. Do you speak it?
Yes, I speak English.
Yes, I speak English.
Describe what Marek Ishtar looks like.
What?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. Say what one more goddamn time.
Hey, Tristan, check it out. Can you say Duke Sandwich?
I command
Good gosh.
you to
I love this part mostly because Marek is so upset, and the way he points the rod at the camera, and it's like, friggin' do it! It feels like I'm actually almost starting to act a little bit as opposed to reading the dialogue.
throw that piece of puzzle into the ocean. Friggin' do it!
This is just like before, when I first met Yugi. I won't let you hurt them.
Oh, of course, we didn't really get to see this properly. So this is the first real chance we've gotten to see this play out in at least the abridged version. So I think this is cool.
They're my best friends, even if they always
Friends.
steal my lunch money and give me wedgies, flush my homework down the toilet, beat me up, set fire to my comic books, and throw my ancient Egyptian artifacts into the pool.
Now, the comic book thing is really messed up, actually. Those are expensive.
I'm going to become a motorcycle riding security guard in the future.
What does that have to do with anything?
Nothing whatsoever.
Yes, for those of you who don't know, Officer Trudge in the dub of Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds is called Ushio in the Japanese, and he is meant to be this guy that bullied Yugi? Who'd have thought a bully becoming a cop or a security guard?
It's heavily implied that you're kicking the ever-loving crap out of me.
And as Yugi filled his pants with urine, I finally understood the true meaning of friendship.
Ah, there it is. I don't know if it was the same Trudge or Ushio Sir Straw Hat, but it's nice to think.
Hey, what's the f***ing hold-up? Stop having a flashback and throw that f***ing puzzle.
No, I can't do it.
What's going on here? Why is Taya singing? And why is Joey dueling a baby panda?
It's a long story.
I've got time.
It's
I got time. Go ahead.
so
We can have our own clip show.
over, Yugi. I activate Meteor of Destruction.
Joey!
Yugi!
Oh, God, what have I done?
Smash. Very cheap smash sound effect. Wait, was there a friendship reference that I missed? The true meaning of friendship.
Did it!
No! What kind of cheesy cab-ass bullshit ending is this?
I activate Mystical Rift Panel. Now I can aim your attack wherever I choose to, Joey. And I choose myself. Yugi! No! I just wanted you to know how important your friendship is to me, Joey.
There it is. I'm just waiting for the friendship references now.
It means even more to me than card games. You can't mean that!
You can't mean that. Take that back.
Yes, I do. And so, I'm willing to sacrifice myself and go to the Shadow Realm in your place. Yeah, about
There's
that.
no Shadow
This
Realm.
isn't actually a shadow game, Yugi. You're really going to die. Hey, f*** off. Don't...
That's why I really enjoy Yugi being an asshole in the abridged version, even though every part of me says he's the most precious baby, the sweetest bean. And he, whenever he's like, hey, fuck up. Fuck off. That's very funny.
Yank my chain. No, seriously, you're going to drown.
What?
Hey, I take it back. Your friendship isn't worth that
Friendship.
much. Eh? Hell, Tristan's a better friend to me than you are.
Oh, that's not fair. I bet Tristan says, in your face, Joey, or something like that, right?
In your face, Joey.
Parts of me remembers, just from instinct.
This isn't looking good. I'd better kill the girl.
We get a Fallout reference. Fallout. I'd started playing Fallout 3 around this time, so I was big into Fallout, and I wanted to make a reference to it. And so when Kaiba throws this card, I had the opportunity to bust out the most unnecessary Fallout 3 reference.
Time to do what I do best.
Huh? Ah! Dude, uncool! Who does that?
This is for making me waste a perfectly good trading card.
Then I fall apart, and I need you now tonight.
I'd better turn the volume down a little bit just in case. I don't know if that's gonna make much difference, but need you more.
God, no friendship is worth this much pain.
And if you only hold me
God, I gotta
tight.
say.
Oh, friendship.
Save him.
We'll be
Holding on forever, and you will only be.
I can see.
It right.
Here I come, you.
Never be wrong. Together we
It's
can
my
take
brother.
it to the end of the line.
Yeah, Whiplash.
Love is like a shadow of me all of the
Come
time.
back, baby panda.
Baby panda.
Must
Don't know
risk
what to do.
life
Always
for
in
best
the dark.
friend.
Living in a
Goodbye,
powder keg
Yugi.
and giving
Don't
up
remember me as
sparks.
Steve. Remember me as Joey Wheeler.
Oh, friendship.
Yugi! If Joey's dead, can I have his trading cards?
Quick, somebody get this guy some bamboo.
Forever's
Whoa!
on a time I was falling in love, and now I'm only falling apart. Nothing.
Serenity? You saved me! When I opened my eyes, the first thing I saw was you. I just had to rescue you, Joey, because no matter what happens between us, I will always love my big brother. Yeah, I didn't get a word of that. By the way, sis,
What? Why? Because she has a silly voice, I guess?
you still owe me for those driving lessons.
Hey, Joey, how did it come to this? I mean, after all we've been through, two of a pair, now on opposite sides.
Yeah, from the very start, with honor we've dueled and stuff. Watched each other's backs and,
battled with pride.
battled with pride.
We're closer than brothers.
And now we have to fight each other.
And we trust our fate to the heart of the cards.
No matter what,
Let the game begin.
no matter what.
I love this song.
I see why people like this one now. Now that I've been able to separate myself as the person who made it, and now I'm just a person watching it, this was very satisfying. It was nice. We're in this together. We'll be friends for friends. No matter what. Love that.
I can break his back, make him humble, and then his ass.
Okay, Iron Sheik. Audio from the kayfabe commentary with the Iron Sheik, the famous professional wrestler, where he famously threatened to make B. Brian Blair humble. And that audio weirdly works for Bobasa.
Don't worry, Bakura. Soon you'll be right as rain and you'll be able to play with your friends again.
Friends. Lucky me, right? That's what he says?
Ooh, I can't wait.
A lot of Bakura moments are played straight. You know, as straight as they can be in the abridged version. So I'm looking forward to him coming back into the narrative and really messing up the vibes and ruining everybody's good time. All right. Oh, the previously on the Bakura show. I'm going to call it there on the videos. I know a lot of people might be disappointed in that, but my voice is kind of shot and we're coming to up to 3 hours. I don't want to push myself too hard there. That was a good one, though. That was way better than I remembered it being. Honestly. That was good. All right. I have time to read some super chats, and then I'm going to disappear for a week and a half as I'm going to be out of state. I'm going to be elsewhere. But this was a lot of fun. Let's check this out. Let's check these super chats out. Will I be doing a lot of people, including Horror King, ask, will I be doing an abridged version of Dark Side of Dimensions? I would love to. I really want to. If I do it, it will be after the show proper. It will be after we say goodbye to the Pharaoh in the final episode, because I think it's going to it's going to matter more at that point, and it will work very well as a finale. When is their new episode of Mark Remark? I wish that yes, I look for that. Not necessarily in the imminent future, but do look for that. I would love to do more Mark Remark. There's only a few super chats to read. Sir Abrelon, thank you for the super chat. I think it's crazy that I've been writing my first book of my fantasy series for almost as long as you've been making these episodes. They're very cool. Been writing the same book for 16 years. Hey, when it's finished, and it's never a moment before that, you know? But thank you for the super chat, and best of luck in finishing your novel. Organoth, thank you for the super chat. I think 4Kids never try to use the Shadow Realm treatment for this duel because it would be hard to edit and ridiculous to explain it away, so they just said F it and kept it all in. I assume you're referring to the Joey versus Joey versus Yugi duel, but if you're referring to the... No, you couldn't have been referring to the other duel. The Yugi versus Joey duel, they don't have to say Shadow Realm here because, frankly, nobody actually dies. So I think because nobody does die, the idea that somebody could die is still okay to allude to. And it certainly makes that duel very tense and very, unique. Shy Eye, thank you for the super chat. In the manga, Taya also has a cyanide pill in her mouth. That's right, the line between Marek and Evil Marek is a dot. It's very funny when they're like, the evil Marek, and it's like, what? The guy, the one that was running the mafia and trying to kill people wasn't the evil Marek? Sir Straw Hat, thank you for the super chat. What was the point of this scene? It still played out the same even if he didn't play ref panel. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. That's definitely something I don't remember even having just watched that episode. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sure that you're making a good point. Chris in color, thank you for the super chat. When I turned 21, I played the drinking game with vodka, but I mixed random shots of water and Sprite in a pile to avoid alcohol poisoning. Good times. Well, I'm glad you can reflect on it as a good time. Oh, my stomach is doing things. I do apologize. Graceful EG, thank you for the super chat. Would love to see Bobassa as Iron Sheik in the final season. I think there was a time when I was humoring that idea, but I don't think that that's where I'm going with Bobassa. I still don't know what I'm doing with Bobassa, though. Pikachu Sweetheart, thank you for the super chat. I don't know if you remember me, but at Anime Central, I was dressed as a Pikachu and you signed my tail. It's been so long. I do apologize. But I'm glad I got to sign your tail. I bet you were a great Pikachu. Gay Boy Tano, thank you for the super chat. Our next episode was my first favorite until Rocks Fall. Excited for Baku Hazard. Have a safe and fun trip. Love you all. See you next time. Bye. Thank you, Gay Boy. I appreciate it. And that's your username. I'm not just calling you Gay Boy. That is what you have chosen to be called. And thank you for that. Thank you for the super chat, and thank you for being Gay Boy Tano. Brain Flash, thank you for the super chat. I used to love watching the series, I still do, but I used to too. I should catch up on your episodes. I should catch up on my episodes. I guess that's what we're doing. Okay. I think that's about it, so thank you so much. I really do appreciate all of you for being here today. Like I said, I'm going to be out of state. I'm going to be not in California. I'm going to be elsewhere. I'm going to be in Ohio. Caitlin, wait, you said away for a week and a half. Isn't it just half a week? No, I'm going to be leaving on Friday, which would usually be the day that I would stream, and then I'm coming back next Friday, so I'm gone a week, but it will mean there will be no streams for a week and a half. I hope that makes sense. I basically don't expect another stream until the Monday after next Monday. I hope that makes sense. I've tried to be clear about that. Obviously, I gave some mixed messages about whether streams would happen today, so I apologize if I'm ever confusing about that. But no, I'm gone from Friday to Friday, so I won't be able to stream next Friday, or until after next Friday. Thank you for hanging out, guys. It was a lot of fun. I really appreciate all of your support and positivity in the chat. You guys are being very kind. I didn't know how this would go. I didn't know that we'd be doing more of these, like so many of these. I thought this would be something I would do over the course of like a day or two, but I don't think that was ever going to be possible. I'm glad that we're doing this long term, though. I've been having a lot of fun, and honestly, rewatching this content has given me a new appreciation for what I was doing with it, and it's allowing me to remember a lot of these jokes, and hopefully it will allow me to bring them back or call back to them a little bit. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. I'm going to take off now. I'll be around, though. I'll try and keep you guys updated as to when I'll be streaming again, but my goal is the Monday after next. I'll see you then, hopefully. If I don't, it's okay. You take care of yourself, though. Have a great rest of your week. Bye. Take care. Bye-bye. Thanks again. Bye-bye.